of athletics. So we ask that all participants and spectators of both schools act appropriately and treat each other fairly in the spirit of good, healthy competition. Also, a friendly reminder, no parents, spectators, or fans are allowed on the field before, during, or after the game. If you need to leave the game, please exit through the concourse gates. Thank you for your cooperation, and we want you to enjoy the game. And now, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem by our Central Catholic Choir.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hillsborough Stadium, where tonight it is your Central Catholic Rams taking on the rivals, the Cavaliers of Clackamas. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Acton, along with Chuck Blickel doing stats. Of course, James Brodus adding some color to the commentation. Jim with Oregon Sports Beat producing the program tonight. We're going to have us quite a show tonight as both teams come in tonight 3-0 in league play, but the Rams 5-3 overall, and Clackamas 8-0 on the season. James and I were talking about this ahead of the program. What was the total between last year and this year? What's their winning streak?
21 straight.
21 straight games. Clackamas has been dominating. So Rams with a big hill to climb tonight, and you look at the roster, James. You look at Clackamas. They're loaded with returning players, seniors and juniors coming in tonight. And so the Rams, they better have something up their sleeve.
Well, they do. I'm sure that the team has been prepared for this. I know that from a Central Catholic standpoint, we've seen quite a few games this year. They have skill position players that I would put up against anybody. But as you just take a look at this coin toss, you see the size differential in Clackamas and Central, and that's where I'm a little bit concerned.
But come on, James. You always put your biggest players out there. Maybe they don't play that much, but you always start the mind games early, right?
No, that's a good
There you go. So we'll go with that one right now. But you're right. They are stacked from talent-wise over there for Clackamas. But, you talk about the psychology of the game. Rams have nothing to lose, everything to prove, because typically they are on top of the conference with the winning streak. Year after year, they've really kind of shown that, they're the team to keep up with. Clackamas has kind of turned the tables a little bit with the last 2 years. So now with the psychology of the game, Rams, not as much to lose. Clackamas a lot to lose tonight.
Right, exactly. And the Rams, let's not forget it. They have a good football team. If you just take a look at their record, they're 5-3, but again, they played West Lynn at the beginning of the season. At that time, I think West Lynn may have been ranked number 1.
Right.
They went up to Washington and played Eastside Catholic, the number 1 team in the state of Washington. And then you come back and you lose a game to Jesuit, which is, Jesuit is nothing to shake a stick at as well.
Right,
So
exactly.
This is still a pretty good football team.
Now, last week in their contest against Barlow, as Chuck alluded to, I was not there. It was nip and tuck back and forth throughout the game. The Rams scored, 5 touchdowns? 5 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to basically win that game. And that game ended up being, let's check it out here, 56-42.
Wow, 56 points. But again, that does not surprise us. Those of us that have watched Central a while, we know that they have an explosive offense. So for them to score 5 touchdowns in a quarter doesn't really surprise me. Now, it would surprise me if they did that against a Clackamas team, but again, they have those type of weapons, and everybody that touches the ball on offense has the ability to take it to the house.
Rams, number 25, Travis West. Number 13, Kelly.
And it looks like the Clackamas won the toss to defer to the Rams, so the Rams will get the ball first. It looks like we'll sit down here and get situated. Looks like Bostic, and it's going to be Travis West back for the Rams. And we got this one underway. Mount Hood Conference, 2 undefeated teams, 3-0 coming in. And there's a whistle on the play.
Touchback.
And they'll bring it out. I didn't notice that he caught it in the end zone, but we were watching that kicker, the field goal kicker earlier, hitting him from, 40 yards?
40 yards, yeah. You know, again, this high school rule, as soon as the ball crosses that goal line, it's an automatic touchback. Caught the ball right there on the goal line. Let's see what Central comes out in.
Elliott in the backfield. Come out with a pass right away. It's complete, game of 5. Nice reception there to Souders.
Pass is complete to number 17, Calvin
Quick little
Souders.
comeback route. You know, looks to me like they're trying to soften up the defense. One thing about it, we know if you can rewind the tapes and know how I feel about Silas Starr as a receiver.
Right.
But I think Souders, he doesn't get as much respect as he should too. He's just as dangerous as Starr.
Now Elliott up the middle with some running room. Nice blocking up front. He'll get enough for a first down. Elijah Elliott will pick up about 7, move the chains.
That's the way to start. I mean, if you're going to pull an upset, you have to get off to a good start most of the time. And these are 2 nice plays, first down.
And how about the balance? 1 pass, 1 run.
Exactly.
2 plays in.
2 plays in, man. Steve, you don't miss anything.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Knight, pass across the middle, post route, has the receiver. Get a read on who that was.
That looks like Ridgeway.
Yeah, it was Ridgeway on a post. And, you know, watching the season, you don't see a lot of post run. A lot of the passes are to the outside.
Right, and he just ran right down that seam, and Knight found him right on stride. Another first down for the Rams.
Ball right at the 50-yard line.
They're in this formation that I really like.
Play action pass. Knighton getting some heat. He's going to roll outside. Trying to find a receiver. Wisely throws it down. Incomplete pass there. Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Rams.
Well, you know, that's the remedy to all offense. Defensive pressure. If you can get into the backfield as quickly as they did right there, that will put a halt to pretty much every play that the offense has. And that Knighton made a good decision just to throw that ball away.
Yeah, it's going to be key to give him protection. Now we got empty backfield. Elijah Elliott here at the bottom of your screen. And they'll run out of that. Nice little out route. Looks like the ball was tipped. It falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Rams.
Yeah, another quick comeback route. Looks like he's spreading that ball around. Just a little bit short, but that's a long throw. He's throwing that ball all the way across the field. That's a long throw to make.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, it's the ball's wet too, so it's going to have a little bit of problem leaving his hand. It's raining right now here at Hillsborough Stadium. 3rd and 10 for the Rams. Elliott up the middle. Running hard. He'll be short of the first down, but picks up about 4. And decision time right now.
Let's see where the Rams are in this decision. Personally, I would go for it. You know, I don't want to. You don't want to put doubt in your team, but you also want to instill some confidence.
Well, that's a short field for a very powerful offense. I disagree with you.
I know who I'd throw the ball to.
Oh, it's 4th and Silas right now?
4th and Silas.
Well, they're pressing him on the top of the screen there. And timeout called by the Rams. And what a great time to recognize our sponsors tonight. You know, Ram TV is not here unless we have these 2 sponsors in Hunt Painting and Pacific Wire. You know, Hunt Painting is proud to help sponsor Ram TV, now in their 3rd generation of students at Central Catholic. We're happy to continue to be part of the Central family. We hope for another great year of success on and off the field for all of our Central Catholic student athletes. Remember, Hunt Painting, or visit huntpainting.com. And then, of course, Pacific Wire and Fence. Pacific Fence is a Schoenheit family business serving the Northwest since 1921. Back with the leather helmets, remember?
Back when you were playing.
From backyards to ball fields and prisons to primary schools, Pacific Fence has you covered. Need a fence? Call Pacific Fence. 503-233-6248.
You know, I'm looking out here at the coach, and he's not very happy with these officials. I think he's looking for, right before that timeout was called, it looks like Central went on a hard count and tried to get Clackamas to jump off sides. Their end jumped, but there was no call.
Oh, they didn't throw the
They didn't throw the flag. And, you know, sometimes the linemen have to react to get that flag thrown, but they didn't move. He may have been in the neutral zone, but I think that's what has the coach really fired up
there. And it does. It puts them into punt formation.
Thomas Tolanen, deep safety for Clackamas.
Steve Pine. He doesn't get after the officials too often, but when he does, you got to think there's something really wrong here.
And Tolanen back for the Cavaliers.
They thought it out and decided to punt. Good decision. That's what I would have did.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's like, ooh, big rush. Got it away. Nice high kick, tail dragger. It'll take a Cavaliers bounce. And make sure I got the kicker there. Right. It is Khabizman kicking. Jersey was a little scrunched up. Want to make sure I had the right number. So Khabizman kicking in for the Rams. Actually, nice, not a bad punt. It just took a bad hop. And so the Cavaliers will take over on the 24-yard line. Again, powerful offense coming in tonight. Just putting up the points. They let's see, 7-0 in the first game they played, but they put up 43, 49, 49, 35, 51, 38, and 63 last week.
And they run out with Austin Atkinson under center.
Little option play, gets the edge, picks up 12 and enough for a first down.
Noah Hobbs on the carry.
Noah Hobbs,
That's good for a
team's
Clackamas
leading
first down.
rusher. You know, he's ran for 356 yards, 12 touchdowns this year. And you can see he's got the speed to the corner.
Atkinson out of the shotgun. He looks to the sidelines, get a read on the play. And he'll drop back the pass. And that pass is dropped. Pass intended for Dedman.
Pass intended for Nemo.
You know,
Dedman,
the Cavaliers, they're an interesting offense. They have two quarterbacks. And, you know, usually the old saying is if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. But they have two really good quarterbacks, and they will alternate series.
Atkinson rolling to his left side. And nice catch there. Enough for a first down. That catch is made by Tolanen.
It's good for a Clackamas first down.
They moved the pocket for Atkinson that time. He came out, rolled out to his left, threw a nice strike across his body. He's showing that he can move the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, versatile there. First and 10. Ball at the 49-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Good defensive penetration there. Not much of a gain. Carry on that was Hobbs on the carry.
Braden Veery in on the stop for the Rams.
The Cavaliers, they like to go tempo. They get that ball right back to the line of scrimmage, and they like to keep the pressure on the defense.
Yeah, just going to roll to the right. Trying to find the edge. Does pick up about 6 on that. Still short of the first down. Bring up third and 2 for the Cavaliers on that keeper.
Yeah, it looks like they had a chance to get him in the backfield, but he just sort of turned the corner on. Was that Nick Chick? Looked like he turned the corner at Nizick, I'm sorry.
Nizick, yeah.
And turned nothing into like a 3 or 4 yard gain. We'll see what they come down here with a 3rd and 6.
Drop back. Nice little screenplay set up. A lot of room. Nice play call there. You can kind of see that Nizick on the tackle.
Number 10, Jack Artman.
That was right play at the right time.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You know, you have a lot of plays, but if you don't call them at the right time, then every play can be a bad-looking play.
Exactly.
That play was perfectly ran because, again, it was at the perfect time.
So 1st and 10. They'll put the ball at about the 13-yard line. A little bit of fly sweep there over the left side. Has a little bit of room. And he'll go right into the end zone. Boy, showing some speed there.
And up to number 14, Jalen Hammer.
That was Hammer on the touchdown for the Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers go up 6-0 with 8:14. Kind of made short work of that field there.
Right. They just got the ball moved right down the field pretty effortlessly, to be brutally honest,
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, the Rams did a nice job. Got them to 3rd down, but, you know, you get that sense, 3rd down, we're going to pin our ears back, we're going to go after them, get them to 4th. And the offensive coordinator, read the crystal ball very well with that screenplay. Setting up the touchdown here. So the Cavaliers go up 7-0. 8:14 left in the first quarter. And you're not going to be in a position to mess around if you're the Rams. You have got to get some production going, because playing from behind here with a great team like Clackamas is not the position you want to be in.
Absolutely not. I mean, they're not defending champs for nothing. You know, and you can see by the scores that you read out, if they get ahead on you, they just sort of put their foot on your throat and just don't let you get up. So it was going to behoove the Rams to score quickly and not get too far behind in this. And again, I believe they have the offense to do that. They just have to be able to sustain some drives, keep that defensive line from getting pressure, and utilize your weapons.
Absolutely. So very explosive drive. Chuck put up the stats here: 5 rushes, 72 yards, and 1 for 2 in passing for 11 yards for the Cavaliers. But I'm going to put an asterisk by that 11 yards, because that screenplay was a long way. That was a long way.
See if they can get an opportunity to run this back. This could be a momentum.
Curtis and Saunders, and it goes into the end zone. Big leg there. Big leg, another touchback.
1st and 10, Central Catholic.
It's always the third leg of that tripod that you talk about as far as your football teams, offense, defense, and special teams. And like you said, this kicker, he's got a big leg, and that's a big advantage.
It is.
To always start have the other team's offense start at the 25 or the 20-yard line every time.
And no risk of a return.
Yeah,
that's Jeffrey Nelson for the Cavaliers.
With a kicker like that, they could have you out there on the special team.
Yeah, exactly. And hand off Elijah Elliott. Nice big hole. Good work up front for that Rams line, and he'll strip off about 8 yards. It's going to be more than a good kicker to get me out there.
Elliott is hitting that hole hard, you know?
Yeah, he is. He is running hard. Second and short for the Rams.
Grant Schoen in on the tackle.
And now the Rams start to go tempo. See if they can wear this Cavaliers down.
Third carry, 18 yards for Elijah Elliott here early in the first quarter. It's nice to see the Rams with that balance. Of course, with the rain, you always got to kind of temper your passing game a little bit. Elliott again off the left side. Oh, nice little cut up. Boy, really finding a seam and taking advantage of it. He picks up about 11 yards.
Man, that's a nice bit of running there. It looked like he was running out of real estate over there. He was able to turn that up and turn 2 yards into 8 yards.
Yeah, did a little jab step on the way in and then pulled out of it and took it around the outside. Nice run by Elijah Elliott. 1st and 10 for the Rams.
They may have found something with this run game.
Referee calling timeout.
Equipment malfunction.
Yep. Equipment malfunction. I've heard of those. That's Seth Gregory. He's going to take some time on the sidelines to get things taken care of over there. Knighton. Again, good work by the offensive line. And that pass falls incomplete, intended for Silas Starr. But there was a lot of contact back there. No flag, but
yeah,
if you were to dust for fingerprints right now, Silas Starr would be covered with fingerprints right now. 2nd and 10. And Knighton 2 for 5 thus far in the first quarter through the air. Funky snap. Elijah Elliott gets it, bounces it outside. Wisely, we'll see what he goes down out of bounds. But Wisely takes it outside because Clackamas had that angle. He was going to get he was going to get clobbered if he tried to take it out.
He was definitely going to get clobbered. It was clobber time, but Knighton picked that ball up off the bad snap and was able to be athletic enough to make something out of it. To get that handoff to
get it away
Elliott.
from him. I'd hand it off too if those big guys are coming at me. Is that Jackson in the backfield now? Or?
Yes, sir.
Miles Jackson checking in for Elliott. 3rd and 7 for the Rams. Blitz coming off the edge, and it is well picked up, and that sails over the head of the intended receiver, who was Ridgway. So it brings up 4th and a long 6 for the Rams.
I think they have the right play called. I mean, if you're blitzing off the edge, you want to be able to run or pass right at that linebacker that vacated that area. And Ridgway went left, the ball went right. And if they would have been on the same pace, that was room to run. Right?
That was would have been a big play. Khabib's been back to punt for the Rams. Another good punt. Fair catch called for, made at the 20-yard line. Elliott so far having a pretty good game, 5 rushes for 35 yards. And I like those nice round numbers because I can do the math better. So that's like 7 yards a carry, right? Okay, thanks.
You can see the Cavs on this punt. Both times they had the punt, they've tried to fair catch. I think they're just, they're really confident in their offense. So don't do anything silly on the punt return. Just fair catch the ball.
That's a great point, James.
Let's get the ball into the hands of our offense. And they trot back out there. Austin Atkinson back behind center. Caleb Jordan is still waiting his opportunity.
Noah Hobbs with Atkinson back there. They look to the sidelines for the play. Atkins with the pass, nice reception, and enough for a first down. That was completed to Dedman.
Greg Curtis with the
He
stop
lined
for
up
the
in that
Rams.
slot position.
That's good for
Just ran a quick
Clackamas
out.
first down.
And Curtis was on him, but he just couldn't get his head around.
It was a perfectly thrown ball. You can't do that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Whole lot of moving down there.
First time we've seen the flag, so we do know they have them.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Clackamas comes out in a lot of different formations, and so it's difficult for the defense to get a read on what it is that they're doing. A lot of decisions are going to have to be made on the field by the defenders themselves.
Excellent pass out here to the left. Has a receiver, has some room. Good blocking downfield, too, as well. The reception made to Dedman. Now it looks like he was driven out of bounds by Schuber.
And right there is another one of those moments where they hurry to the line of scrimmage, so the coaching staff doesn't really get to make the calls for the defense. They have to decide on their own what play is coming up, and that was a nice little screen pass out of a sort of an awkward formation, and I'm sure Central had not seen that before.
So second and very short. Yeah, you're right. It really puts pressure on that individual player to make the decision, right?
Exactly.
Got to empower those players to do what it takes.
I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't an inside handoff. Oh, this is second and short. My bad. I thought it was
Second
third
short.
now.
Yeah, a little pass out to the flat off the hands of the receiver. Looks like that was intended for Hammer.
Pass intended for Hammer is incomplete.
And those quick little out routes have been causing the Rams a little bit of trouble. And the quarterback, again, moving the pocket, he's putting the ball right on his receivers. There has to be more pressure on the quarterback.
Atkinson getting under center with third and very short. And he gets enough for a first down as they drive the pile forward. The first attempt for the Cavaliers. Still on the Rams side of the field. They'll place the ball at the 48-yard line.
For Clackamas first down.
Quick little story time. That play right there just triggers bad memories in my mind. When I played high school football.
Jim, get the mic. I don't know where this is going.
I played high school football for Jefferson, and we were very little. We didn't have size at all. We played against Benson, and Benson ran that quarterback sneak 4 times in a row and got 15 yards each time. It was incredible.
Story time. Got to be careful when that comes up. Screen pass out to the right. Well defended there. Get a read on who that was.
Complete to Hammer.
Let's see.
Miles Jackson.
It was Miles Jackson. Nice job there, coming over there and make the tackle for a loss of what looks like about 6 yards.
Yes, that was a really nice play. That you have to win your battles. You know, everyone in football is a bunch of individual matchups, and right there, Miles Jackson won that. He just committed to making the tackle. We just went in full steam ahead and made a great play.
Made it happen. Second down. Timeout called on the field.
Timeout.
Going to be timeout for the Cavaliers. And while we have this opportunity, let's talk a little about our sponsor, Hunt Painting. We've talked about this before. And Hunt Painting is proud to help sponsor Ram TV. You can see the Hunt Painting logo on the bottom of your screen there. Now in their 3rd generation of students at Central Catholic, we're happy to continue to be part of the Central family. We hope for another great year of success on and off the field for all of our Central Catholic student athletes. Always remember Hunt Painting. Go to huntpainting.com or call them at 503-245-5149. Hunt Painting.
Hunt Painting. You know, Steve, this is a big game over here on this side. You know, there's another big game in the PIL. Lincoln and Grant is being played over at Grant High School for the first place in that.
Didn't Ryan say Oregon Sports Beat's over there too?
Yes, they are.
Broadcasting from over there. 2nd and 16 for the Cavaliers. You know, after the timeout, now they're looking at the sidelines for the play, adjusting to that Rams defense. So big heave down the field, and that will fall incomplete. Excellent defense by Miles Jackson, really in the hip pocket of the receiver the whole time.
For Richard Kennewell.
They were looking for their big receiver, Richard Kennewell. This guy is a big-time college prospect. You know, Steve, he's 6'3". He's caught 27 balls this year, which may sound okay, but of those 27 catches, 11 of them have been touchdowns.
Wow. That's wow.
Yes. So he's a big-time receiver. And when he's on the field, you got to know where he is at all times.
3rd and long for the Cavaliers. And, you know, it's only the 4th quarter, but this is a big play where the defense really kind of showing if they can stop these Cavaliers. They'll be pitch out to the right. Cuts it back, has some room. They'll be short of the first down.
Well, that's manageable.
On the carry.
You know,
tackled by, was that
Tucker Scroggins
Miles Broadus?
The stop.
Looks like Scroggins.
Or Scroggins. They got Scroggins on the play. So,
21 flag.
Oh, flag on the play. So nice break for the Rams. It's like holding there. Boy, they picked up a lot on that.
They did pick up that. You know, you're running an option. It's 3rd and long, and the Cavaliers go to an option, which means that there's an option for the Rams to tackle them in the backfield, and they missed. But fortunately, like you said, it's a penalty. But now what does it bring up?
3rd and about 23, it looks like.
They have to be able to get some pressure on this quarterback, because if Atkinson can sit back there and set his feet, good things happen.
A little
for the
pressure,
Cavs.
but he's got some running room. Nice job taking down well short of the first down to bring up 4th down, and a great stand by that Rams defense.
Atkinson on the keeper.
See who was on the tackle there. It looks like Matthews. Norman Matthews might have knocked him down.
Jeffrey Nelson in punt formation for the Cavaliers.
And Elijah Elliott will be back for the Rams. First punt on the night for the Cavaliers. Probably rare for them to do it
deep safety
in
for
any
the
game.
Rams.
That was a big stop. That was a big stop right there.
Rain continues to fall. Oh, boy, booming kick. It'll bounce at the 10. and go into the end zone, but holy Toledo, that was close to being down very deep in the Rams territory.
Was that, am I doing my math right? Was that a 65-yard punt?
Yeah, I think right about there. That's about a 65-yard punt. So you talked about the three-legged frog?
Yeah, something like it.
Some special teams, offense and defense?
Exactly.
Well, there you go.
There you go. This is what we know is that Clackamas is probably the most complete team in the state. And again, as we're witnessing it right here. They run, they throw, they good defense, special teams.
So great stop by the Rams defense. Elliott up the middle, has some room. Again, pops it outside. Still on his feet and picks up an extra 3 yards. I got to give credit to that Rams offensive line. They have done a fantastic job opening holes up for Elijah Elliott and really protecting Cade Knighton too.
No doubt, no doubt. They are really running that ball well. And, I've said it before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And let's see what would happen if you just keep running that ball until they stop it. Sets up nice play action.
1st and 10 for the Rams. Again, Elliott up the middle, bounces it outside. Quick feet, but they wrap him up after a short gain.
Elliott on the carry.
Looks like they brought Bostic in motion to try to pull those linebackers away from that side. Didn't work so well.
Well, this one play right there, it did not work. So you can't get discouraged if you are the offensive coordinator. It has been working. Clackamas is a good team. They're going to get some stops, but that doesn't mean you have to completely abandon it.
Elliott off the right side. Again, some nice running room. Elliott just short of the first down. But fantastic job. That line is really getting a great push against a very big front line of the Cavaliers.
No doubt. They are controlling the line of scrimmage. For all intents and purposes, the Rams are controlling the line of scrimmage.
He's going to go run it off the left side. They stacked it heavy. Elliott's still on his feet trying to get the first down, and he does. He's still on his feet.
That ball bounced out of his hand and picked up
unbelievable play
by Jalen Ridgway.
Elijah Elliott.
Jalen Ridgway.
And Ridgway, right, picks it up. And did that happen? Because I didn't see that happen.
As Elliott was fighting for more yards, trying to make sure he got that first down, the ball popped out. Ridgway was right there, Johnny on the spot, picked up another 10 yards.
I'm going with your story. It was much more exciting.
There you go. And
an injured player on the field on the other side of the field for the Cavaliers, and
just the way the Rams drew it up.
Exactly.
But I have to continue to give credit to Elijah Elliott. He is really running hard, and he's being the heartbeat of this offense for the Rams.
Now the injured players off the field. Rams trying to keep this momentum going. Drive that started at the 20-yard line. Now at the 45, 1st and 10.
Jackson in the backfield. Yeah. Let's see if he can continue this great running attack.
And he gets it, hits the hole hard. Tackled from behind is Jackson. Coming all the way from the opposite side of the field was
Miles Jackson on the
Justice Pagan to bring Jackson down from behind.
With a stop.
So we'll bring up 2nd and a long 9 for the Rams.
Is this single bag set? I think this was the last time they were in this set. They went up the seam to Ridgway.
Knighton having a hard time with the ball there. Able to get it outside. Finds his receiver in Souders.
Complete. Calvin Souders.
Get a read on the spot here, James.
Let's just take a look at those chains. Are the chains moving?
Chains are moving. That's a good sign.
That's good for a Ram. 1st down.
Rams on a nice drive. Execution really getting them, down the field. That front line has done a fantastic job.
Right, and if you can get, we've seen it all year long. If you can get Knighton some time, he'll find his receivers.
Flips it high. I think that slipped out of his hands. Sauter triple cover. So maybe a good thing that he didn't weave it in there.
Right. Now, that would look like one of those predetermined passes. I'm going to throw the ball to this guy, and no matter what's going on with the defense, you know, a lot of high school quarterbacks get in that mode. You have to continue to survey the field. Yeah.
2nd and 10 for the Rams. Jackson up the middle. He'll pick up about
Jackson, the ball
about
carrier.
4.
Hennessy with the tackle.
Elliott must be tired or banged up. He came out after a few plays ago, and we haven't seen him back in the game. And I know Jackson is a capable running back, but tonight Elliott has been running the ball really well.
Running hard.
I'd have him in that game.
Of course, he did fumble the ball. You wonder if he, a little timeout. Is
He'll
that what
say
they call
that
that?
he pitched it.
He pitched it. Bounce pass. Yeah. Again, Miles Jackson up the middle, has a seam. Oh, nice cut. Did it get him enough room for a first down?
I think he might be a little bit
Jackson, the
short.
ball carrier.
But
Now they're going to wave him ahead. Boy, how about that? He hit that hole so hard. They're moving the chains.
oh, and Joe Bushman, Coach Bushman is not happy over there in Clackamas sideline.
There he goes again. Great hole. Just kind of slithering back, driving his feet all the way down to the 7-yard line. We'll call it the 8.
Miles Jackson.
Nice run. They have been opening up some real nice holes up the middle, just like you mentioned. And
First and
it
goal
looks like
for the Rams.
the Cavaliers are so concerned about the receivers. They've spread them out, and they have effectively been able to run their ball up the middle.
First and goal for the Rams. Knighton on a pass out to the left side, hauled in, but well covered. Looks like it'll be a loss of about 2.
Pass complete. Khalid Bostic.
That was to Bostic. That'll be 2nd and goal from the 11.
Just tried to hit Bostic real quick on like a little smoke route. See if he could turn it up the field, use his speed and his athleticism, but that was well defended by the Cavs.
Knighton on the pass, a little corner route, no one there to receive it. Great ball, but it's like Sodders with the intended receiver. He broke it off early.
Yeah, there's that miscommunication. And then when you get in that red zone, you have to be on the same page. You have to be on the same page. And right there you can see the quarterback and receiver where it's not on the same page. And nicely thrown ball to the pylon. See, you can run that same route. There's
3rd and goal. Elijah Elliott trying to find the angle, trying to get to the pylon, and touchdown Rams! No penalties. But there's Elijah Elliott for you. Comes in and cleans things up with 3rd and goal from about the 12-yard line, James.
Yes,
Rams punch it in.
that was my guy's faster than your guy. Basically, my guy's faster than your guy. I'm going to throw it to him out in the flat and let my guy with his speed beat your guy to the corner for 6.
Great blocking downfield. I think that was Sodders giving Elliott the sliver of room that he needed to get through. Rams put up 6.
Good point. You know, when you have speed like that as a blocker, you don't have to do much. Just give him a little time, and that's what happened.
Wow, kick is up and good. The Rams tie the game right at the end of the quarter. And I get it. You'll agree with me on this one. This drive was brought to you by the Rams front line. What a fantastic job they did getting these Rams into the end zone.
Indeed, no doubt. If you could spike the ball after scoring a touchdown in high school football, then Elliott should have went and found one of his linemen and let them spike that ball, because they carried that drive right there.
They carried it for sure. And, you know, if you need to carry like wire or fence, you definitely don't want to do that because that stuff's heavy. You want to call somebody else to do that. And that would be one of our sponsors, Pacific Wire and Fence. You know, Pacific Fence is a Schoenheit family business serving the Northwest since 1921. From backyards to ball fields and prisons to primary schools, Pacific Fence has you covered. Need a fence? Call Pacific Fence, 503-233-6248. Pacific Fence. Yeah, what a great drive there. Exciting because, we talked about this is kind of a drive that they needed to stay in this game and not let Clackamas run away from it.
And it's started back at the 20-yard line. That's an 80-yard drive, 5 or 6 minutes off the clock.
Some nice rushes there for the Rams. In the first quarter, Central Catholic had 14 rushes for 106 yards, passing 6 for 11 for 36. But, that ball's wet, and there's a couple route miscommunications that you wonder kind of what happened there. So 142 yards for the Rams in the first quarter. Nice job there. And again, it's that offensive front line being so impressive. Low kick, it'll bounce.
Hammer time.
Yeah, hammer time is right. He'll get about the 26-yard line. Great tackle there by, it's like number 8, looking like Matthews.
I'm interested to see who comes in at quarterback for the Cavs. If they stay true to their system, it should be Caleb Jordan coming in, the highly recruited junior transfer from Jefferson High School. Yes, it is, number 7.
Number 7 there, right?
Caleb has 6 Division I offers and 8 more highly recruiting schools that are highly recruiting him. And
Let's see what he's got.
Let's see what he's got. He's a second-string quarterback for all intents and purposes. So that tells you how deep Clackamas is.
Right. Delay a game there.
How do you get a delay of game coming after a kickoff return?
Second offensive penalty. Thanks, Chuck. Against Clackamas in the first half.
You and Chuck got to work on your signs there, Steve.
Keep the same play. Cable, keep it. Trying to get up the middle, but the Rams will have nothing to do with that. There, he's smothered down there. And I'm going to give credit there, though there were a host of them. It was Broadus there on the tackle. Broadus seems like a very talented name.
Well, it sort of is. And he's, all jokes aside, this guy, he started off the season hidden on the bench. He wasn't getting any playing time, and he's worked his way in and got a lot of playing time. I'm proud of him.
2nd and 14. Jordan running to the left. Has to cut it inside. Good containment there. Puts his head down and gets hit. Kind of thrown down there. Looks like
Jordan
it was Pham on the tackle.
Brady Standring in on the tackle.
Yeah, the Rams are putting that pressure. We talked about it earlier. If you can get pressure on the quarterback, and they're getting in there.
They are. Good containment there. Had to turn him inside. Jordan's got some speed. You give him the edge, and that's trouble. 3rd and a long 9. Back to pass. Little tunnel screen. Oh, the ball nearly ripped out. He's still on his feet. It'd be interesting to see where they mark the forward progress. So it'll be short of the first down.
Pass complete to Thomas Tolanen.
By about 2 yards.
Jermaine Flintroy with the stop.
Would they dare go for it right here?
Could be one of those hard count situations.
Oh, it looks like they're going for this. They're bringing in the big fellas.
This is an interesting call. You think with they're going to get Jordan right under center, the strength of the offense, but he did not.
He didn't cross.
He didn't cross.
This is going to drive Coach Pine really.
We're looking right down here.
So it will be a first down.
That's the same play that the coach was arguing about in the first quarter.
Right.
That they did not call on the Cavs. And I think he has an argument right there because, like you said, look, we're looking straight down the line. He never jumped. He never crossed that line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 for the Cavs. New life. Little screen out here to the right. How about the tackling there? Great open field tackle. Actually, fantastic open field
Pass complete
tackle.
to Hammer.
It's like Matthews
Brought
on the
down by
tackle.
Brady Standering.
Am I missing something here? I got Norman Matthews. Right. He called Sandring. Sandstring? 2nd 11. Jordan back pass, big rush, he'll run, but contained. And he is hit, that ball falls short. Boy, this defense is kind of getting into the head of the Cavaliers.
Well, we've talked about it in previous games. In high school football, it's a lot about momentum. The momentum is all on the Rams side, and as you can see, that drive that they had offensively is starting to roll over here on the defensive side of the ball. They are putting pressure on the quarterback. The crowd is excited. A lot of things happen with just getting that momentum.
So 3rd and 11. Fans are coming alive here at Hillsborough Stadium. Jordan, a comeback route, a little timing route, falls incomplete. And again, Miles Jackson in his back pocket. It's like the pass was intended for Kennewell.
For Kennewell. Miles Jackson covering on the play.
Very impressive defensive stand. Rams very disciplined tonight.
Right. Again, they talked about, Chuck had mentioned about the penalties in the last game, but they haven't had any penalties except that one encroachment right there. But
Jeffrey Nelson in punt formation.
Even with that, they had held them 3 and out, basically 2 possessions in a row.
Great punt. Elliott takes it. Trying to find some room. Good coverage there. Has the edge. And he wisely goes out of bounds. And, we talked about Caleb Jordan coming in as a second stringer and highly touted. But Rams did a nice job of neutralizing him. 1 for 3 passing for only 5 yards. Thanks, Chuck.
And again, if it's not for that encroachment penalty, they would have been 3 and out right off the bat. The Rams are really playing some football. It doesn't surprise too many of us, but you just never know really which team is going to show up. And right now, they're ready to move.
They are doing something special right now. You got to stay focused. Elliott in the background, only 5 yards on that last drive, too, for the Cavaliers. Elliott hits the hole hard. He'll pick up a couple, and he'll go down. A little chippy down there, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, that's football.
Elliott, the ball carrier.
This isn't tiddlywinks. Did you ever play tiddlywinks?
When I was a kid, we didn't have the tiddlywinks. We used manhole covers. So 2nd down and 8.
He played on Krypton, Jim. He grew up on Krypton.
Nice pass out here to the left. Great reception, enough for a first down. Give credit where credit is due. Caleb hit Jalen Ridgeway for a first down.
For a Ram first down.
Yes, indeed. They are moving the ball, and they have all the momentum. Their line is giving them time. And you can see the confidence just start to build right now on the Rams side.
And when you're used to winning like Clackamas is, you kind of get that frustration. Caleb flips it out to the sideline, has a receiver coming back for it. I think that might have been Bostic. It was Souders, number 17. Again, another first down.
Another first down. And that is a long throw. He, again, throwing that ball all the way across the field, a lot of air time. That tells you right there how much respect the DB had on Souders because he gave him a whole lot of room. Enough room to come back and catch that ball.
Elliott off the left side, trying to bounce it outside. Oh, boy, they turn him back in, and he'll get stopped for a loss of about 5.
Hand off to Elliott. Just as
high risk, high reward. Elliott's been able to bounce a lot of balls outside earlier. When you do, it looks great, but when you don't, you end up losing 5 yards.
Yeah, Pagan on the tackle. 6'2", 225, and showing some speed.
There's a flag.
The flag comes out.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. When it's that late, it's some unsportsmanlike stuff going on down there.
Let's see what we got here.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike.
Clackamas. Big play, especially after that tackle for a loss on that last play. And here we go. It'll be a first down.
You said it a few plays ago. You know, when you're a team like Clackamas and you're used to winning and you're used to sort of having your way with your opponent, frustration starts to set in. And there was really, I don't see any reason for him to have to be talking to the referee enough to get himself a penalty. They had just lost just tackled the guy for a 5-yard loss.
Exactly. So they're going to move the chains. Okay, here we go. That was the third penalty on Clackamas. Rams penalty-free tonight, playing basically mistake-free football. No, they had the offsides.
Yeah,
they had that one offsides.
It didn't really hurt them. So for all intents and purposes, yes, mistake-free.
The screen pass set up. Well covered there by the Cavaliers. Knighton wisely throws it away.
Knighton's pass.
You know, when you run the screen pass and it works, again, you look brilliant. But when when the defense is ready for that screen pass, then your quarterback takes big hits.
And he was retreating fast, right?
Oh yes, and he got rid of that ball. At that point, it's just self-preservation. We know we have not called the name Silas Starr.
Miles Jackson. No, strike that. Elijah Elliott. Flag comes out. So he's still on his feet. Dives for the pylon. No call. Could be short. But there is a penalty flag on the play at about the 32-yard line.
Man, that guy is running this football.
It's holding against the Rams. It'll come back, but he is running with some inspiration.
He is running with bad intentions. Even with this hold, I don't know what the hold did for him, because all that looked like Elijah Elliott bouncing off tackles, breaking tackles. So I'm sure he's pretty upset about this holding call.
Yeah, so it comes back, bring up second down, and looks like about 22. They'll bring Miles Jackson in. Oh, Lori Yeager, the athletic director, came in. We better brush up our game, James.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I think she doesn't like it. She usually comes in with water. But
I know. Knighton rolls to the right, trying to create some room. He'll keep it. Go outside, and he'll pick up about 7.
Kate Knighton on the keeper.
Looked like Bostic was out there trying to find somebody to block. If he had been able to peel back and get the one linebacker that was chasing him, Knighton would have been able to pick up 4 or 5 more yards.
So it brings up 3rd and about 15. 2-down territory probably, right, James?
No doubt. But, we got an injury on the field.
Got a player down.
Either that or he's just
resting. That's showing typically a cramp, when you go down like that.
And he was sitting there looking at the referee like, you do see me sitting here, right? You're not going to let them hike this ball. We have not, and I know I've said it a little while ago, but Central Catholic moving the ball pretty well and have not used their main offensive weapon or from the outside in Silas Starr yet.
Right.
But I think when you have guys like Sarr and Souders and Bostic, just the threat of them being on the field helps open up the run attack for Jackson and Elliott.
Right.
See how spread out the defense has to be. They have to honor these receivers, so it's spreading them out and leaving the middle wide open.
Knighton has some time. Doesn't have a receiver though. And a sack.
Knighton sacked by Pagan.
That's like a coverage sack. It's 3rd and 15, and I don't know. He's trying to wait for his receivers to get enough to run their routes deep enough to get the first down. But like you asked a question a few minutes ago, is this 4-down territory? So you may not have to run such long routes. You pick up 7 here, then go again 4th and short.
Yeah, that's a good point. It did look like he was going to unload it, right?
Yes.
Big plans for that.
And hammered deep for Clackamas.
Gabe Eastman to punt for the Rams. Gets it away. It'll bounce. Should roll inside the 10-yard line. And it'll be a long field for the Cavaliers as they wave the ball inside the 5-yard line. With 6:05 left, the Rams and the Cavaliers knotted up here at 7.
Nice punt.
But you won't be knotted up if you have a painting job, because the best painters in town are Hunt Painting. Hunt Painting now in their third generation of students at Central Catholic. We're happy to continue to be part of the Central family. We hope for another great year of success on and off the field for all of our Central Catholic student athletes. So remember, Hunt Painting, huntpainting.com, or call them at 503-245-5149. Hunt Painting.
Clackamas trots Caleb Jordan back out.
Chuck pulling up some scores from around the league. Lincoln up 10-0 over Grant. Little inside pass. Enough for about 8 yards. Looks like that pass was to Nemo Deadman.
Nemo Deadman with the
Caleb
ball.
Jordan, he has the big arm, and that's what all the scouts and the recruiters are liking. And I wouldn't be surprised if Clackamas sort of unlocked it a little bit and let him see if he can throw the ball downfield, see if he can make something happen.
1st and 10, ball at the 15. Little fly sweep off the left side. Can't see the number, but just looks like Hammer based on his stature.
And we're not talking about MC Hammer.
A lot of people listening have no idea what MC Hammer is.
Henry Vincent in on the stop for the Rams.
Just showing your age, James. Just showing your age. 2nd and 6. Jordan right up the middle. Again, well defended. And great sportsmanship there. It's like making the tackle.
Caleb Jordan on the keeper.
Was
Clyde
I think it was Clyde Bell making the stop, but also helping up Jordan after the play. Good sportsmanship there. 3rd and about 4.
Back into the spread set.
Jordan fakes the pitch, turns upfield, and good enough for a first down, picks up about 5, and they'll move the chains.
So it's pretty evident that when Jordan comes in, they do more running with the quarterback. They feel like he has an advantage of being the better runner.
4th rush for him tonight for 11 yards. He likes to keep it a little bit more. Hammer, they're going to do a reverse here, looking for a pass downfield. Going back to Jordan. He's open. Boy, he got hit by Milechek and knocked the ball loose. And Jackson picks it up, and he's running. Oh, they stopped the play, but he got just whacked.
Yes, he
by
did.
Miles Jackson.
And right now, he is feeling it.
And that's, it's unfortunate. You don't want to. It was a big hit, but you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
No.
Miles Jackson.
And I don't want to speculate, but that looks like a hit to the head. The way that he sort of sat up and was looking around, looked like he was trying to get himself together.
So how about the trickeration going on there? The Cavaliers basically kind of keeping it between the tackles, and then do the double reverse pass.
Yes. I mean, there's the personal foul, hit blow to the helmet.
So it looks like they'll get Miles Jackson for that hit. You can speculate. And, Jackson going over there to wish him well. Kind of a class act there.
Yeah, let's hope Caleb Jordan is all right. This is where when you have these two capable quarterbacks, this is, you're feeling. You never want to see any of your players get hurt, but you're feeling pretty good right now that you can go back to the starting quarterback or a quarterback that is capable of continuing this drive.
Exactly.
If you're
like I
Clackamas.
said, Atkinson steps in. So after the catch and the additional penalty, they'll put the ball at the 40-yard line, and that's where Atkinson will take over. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers.
That trickeration play right there, that was the same one we saw the Eagles perform in the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Pass out here to the left. Falls incomplete. Great coverage there by the Rams. I'm not exactly sure what receiver it was intended for. They were both in the same area. But I do know the Rams were all over that.
All over that. I'm with you. I don't know what exactly the quarterback saw. Probably, again, one of those predetermined passes, but there was no room for the receiver to make that play.
2nd and 10, 3:33 left in the second. Jack Artman in the backfield, and he'll take it. Cuts it up. Looks like a pickup of about 8 to be 3rd and short.
Jack Artman on the carry. Tucker Scroggins with the stop.
You know that penalty that they called just a few minutes ago on that blow to the helmet? It's the right call, but it's really a tough call. He's coming up to make the tackle. He had no intentions of targeting the helmet, but when you're getting tackled or when you're falling down, you tend to go low, as does the
yeah. Your body's moving, everyone's moving. Yeah. Axon keeps it up the middle, bounces it outside. He actually could score, and he does. So Austin Atkinson with about a 30-yard touchdown run, giving the Cavaliers a lead here with about 2.5 minutes left in the half.
He came running. The way he was running, it was almost like he was ready to fall down, but nobody made him fall down.
No
so he kept leaning
it.
forward, and next thing you know, he leaned forward all the way to the end zone. Looks like Caleb Jordan is back in to hold the PAT, so it's good to see that he's all right.
Yeah, good to see that. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Clackamas 14, the Rams
2:47 left in the half, and the Cavaliers go up 14-7 over the Rams.
You know, at the end of the first quarter, the Rams got the ball, and they were able to go down and drive at the end of that first quarter and carry that momentum into the second quarter. Now, this would really be nice for the Rams if they could sort of repeat that same situation and score before this half.
This last drive was very interesting in that the Rams really kind of had them stopped. And with that long play and the penalty, it really kind of, iced them a little bit, iced the defense a little bit, and gave that momentum over to the Cavaliers. But you want to talk about momentum, fencing, you got to have momentum when it comes to fencing.
You do.
And if you're going to fence, you need to call Pacific Fence. Pacific Fence is a Schoenheit family business serving the Northwest since 1921. From backyards to ball fields and prisons to primary schools, Pacific Fence has you covered. Need a fence? Call Pacific Fence, 503-233-6248. So the Cavaliers 2 rushing TDs, 1 of 34 yards and 1 of 37 on the night. Both of them coming on the ground for the Cavaliers. Short kick, taken and hit hard. Looks like that was Mason Smith coming up to make the catch.
That's kind of interesting. They did the sort of a short pooch kick, and he's able to kick the ball into the end zone pretty much at will, it looks like. And they did a pooch kick, and they get the ball. The Rams get the ball at the 27. That's
extra 2 yards.
Extra 2 or extra 7.
So it brings up 1st and 10. Like you said, the Rams, they put the ball at the 22-yard line. Elliott is back in there. 2:39 left in the half. Elliott up the middle, kind of hiding back there behind everybody. Rams got to be a little bit quick moving or getting to the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Especially if they're going to do those running plays.
And by the time you unfold everyone, you lost 15 to 20 seconds. There's no sense of urgency here.
No. 2nd at about 6. Knighton going to pass. Throws it out to the right. Looks like intended for number 33, Ridgeway. Just kind of sailed on him a bit.
Now you have a dilemma.
You do. I was thinking the same thing.
Right. It was the sense of urgency was needed before the incomplete. Now you're don't know what you do now. If you throw another incomplete, you're giving the ball back to Clackamas with plenty of time to score.
Well, Clackamas has some timeouts, so if they run the ball.
I'd run a little out to Elliott.
Across the middle, pass is caught. Who was that, James?
Souders.
And run to the line of scrimmage. And speaking of running, Elijah Elliott, 12 rushes for 77 yards so far this half.
That was a big pickup right there.
Needed it, yeah.
All right, it's good for a Ram first down.
Clock at 1:45. Play action, little slant route. Nicely hauled in again by Souders. He's 2nd down and 1.
We talked about it at the beginning of the game. Souders he's a legitimate receiver. It's just that when you take a look at the Rams, a lot of the numbers go to Star, but Souders is just as capable.
Again, play action pass. Pressure from the outside, and Caleb goes down.
Knighton sacked by Pagan.
Souders 5 catches for 58 yards. Thanks, Chuck. Cade Knighton thrown for a loss. It'll be 3rd down and 9. That backside pressure.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's looking for his receiver, waiting for his receiver to get open, and he never saw that backside pressure coming. Somebody's got to protect his backside. Oh, boy.
Here it comes again. Nice out route. Needs to get out of bounds.
Pass complete to Souders. That's good
First
for a Ram
down.
first
Nice
down.
job by Knighton again, getting some rush and gets it away to Souders. And actually, we said backside, but the timeout called. But it's actually coming off the left side of that line. It's his front side.
Oh yeah, that's his front side. You're absolutely right.
But we'll figure this thing out. But yeah, I said the same thing on the last one. He's just coming so fast. It looks like Knighton's trying to spin out of there.
And I'm not very good with my left and rights.
Is that why the R and the L is on your hands?
Yeah, exactly. And on
So
my socks.
35 seconds left. Timeout called on the field. Rams are kind of reboot here. Reset. Trailing by 7 here in Cavaliers territory. Rams have 1 timeout left.
The poor fans out there getting rained on, and looks like it's kind of chilly out there.
It looks cold. It's nice to be in here.
Oh, it's great. This is the best seat in the house.
Okay, 9 for 17, 95 yards so far in the half.
Most of those going to Souders. If they are sending their best DB on to Star, then you go to what's working.
Yeah, you take those opportunities. Knighton dropping back. Rush is coming. Flipping it out here. Climbing the ladder, Souders, but couldn't catch it.
Pass intended for Souders, incomplete.
But you're right. You talk about the matchups. Silas Starr, who's number 11, is being defended by number 14, Jalen Hammer. Hammer, 5'11", 185 pounds, senior. But, he looks bigger than 5'11", 185
Yeah, he really does. If he's 5'11", I'm 7'2".
Okay.
He looks bigger.
2nd and 10. Knighton dropping back the pass. Going to get rid of it quick. Coming back, Starr. That pass is intercepted and brought down by the aforementioned Hammer.
Yeah, that ball was underthrown, and he didn't matter if he was 5'11" or 6'2". That ball was underthrown, and he was able to make a play on it. There's a penalty marker. Let's see what does this give the Rams a
break. Could be the biggest break of the season if it is.
The Rams' offense is still out there.
The suspense.
Personal foul here. That penalty was administered. No interception.
No interception.
Yeah. So
that could be the break. I mean, with good fortune like that, good things can happen.
Right. I mean, that's the personal foul obviously took place before the interception. So,
wow.
The Rams get the ball back, get a first down. Here comes another flag. So somebody must
Second penalty, we were able to get the ball back.
Yeah. There's another flag.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning, yep.
Sideline warning. I don't know if you throw the flag and then give them a warning. I think that's a little bit backwards. But in any case, the Rams get the ball back. 21 seconds. He races the
huge break. Now it's about giving Knighton some time because you really have to throw the ball. You don't have the benefit of running.
They have one timeout left. Wheel route.
Little wheel route, yep. Thrown out of bounds. You know, they're only bringing 4 rushers.
Pass intended for Elliott. It's incomplete.
You know, I like that. I like the play. Just not enough real estate over there. Not enough room on that side of the field to run that wheel route.
Yeah, this might be a good opportunity to get a tight end up that seam.
Yes, they draw so much. Exactly, because they're drawing so much coverage onto the outside receivers.
And looks like timeout, Clackamas. They're going to talk about the defense, see what they need to dial up here, and talk about dialing things up. You know, you get to the phone, you want to dial up a painting company, you got to dial up Hunt Painting. You know, Hunt Painting now in our 3rd generation of students at Central Catholic. We're happy to continue to be part of the Central family. We hope for another great year of success on and off the field for all of our Central Catholic student athletes. So remember, Hunt Painting, or visit huntpainting.com, and you can always call them at 503-245-5149. Hunt Painting. A lot of suspense building right now. 16 seconds. Rams trail by 7, 2nd and 10 with the ball placed on the 23-yard line. This would be huge momentum if they can score headed into halftime.
Right. And we've seen the Rams kicker, he was kicking 45-yard field goals as well. So they just need to be able to get something on the board. Obviously 7 would be nice, but not to the point where you have to force something and possibly create another turnover for yourselves. They have one timeout left, so there's still plenty of time to make something happen.
Got to give Knighton some time. Got Elijah Elliott in the backfield with Knighton. Again, they stunt the front line. Blitz comes. Knighton trying to find some room. Escapes out of there like Houdini. Finds a receiver, and it's dropped. And that drop looks like it was
Pass intended for Jaden Fulcher. It's incomplete.
But Knighton able to escape that.
Man, he's back there skating around.
They'll bring up 3rd and 10. 7 seconds left.
You got to take a shot to the end zone. That right there, that incomplete pass wasn't such a bad thing, because if he would have caught that, the clock would have ran. They had to burn their timeout.
But that scramble took a long time.
Right. Souders is one-on-one up top. See if he can beat that press. Joe Bushman's not going to take his timeouts with him to the locker room, that's for sure.
That's right. Timeout by the Cavaliers.
You know, a lot of coaches would not call the timeout in that moment, because they feel like they're going to give the offense time to set up the play that they want. But if your defense isn't set up, then it doesn't matter what the offense is doing. So
right, you gotta reset, right?
You have to reset. You have to take that timeout, get your guys right, trust your film study, get out there and put your guys in the best position to succeed. I know Souders has been doing work over there on that right side of the field. So if I'm the Rams, you know, I'm continuing to look over there. You know,
right.
You have to make something happen quick. You don't have time for a sack. You can't be scrambling around back there. So it's really quick 3-step drop and throw the ball up in the air.
Yeah, see if you can get 2 plays out of this. And you wonder if it's a matchup thing. If they give Knighton the ability to look at the matchups and pick and choose, you know, who the hot receiver is. Rush comes. A little timing route to Souders to the right. Falls incomplete. 3 seconds left.
Pass intended for Souders. Incomplete.
That's fine. Now, you didn't have a lot of time to do too much else. Just trying to get a little bit closer for your field goal kicker.
Khabizman's coming in. to kick that field goal. So they'll place the ball at the 22. So about a 37-yard attempt by my
Ball
math.
spotted on the 29-yard line, 39-yard attempt.
Kicks low. No, and the kick is good. Khabizman with a nice field goal and a penalty.
Penalty is bringing it back.
We have a dead ball. False start.
False start on the play.
5-yard penalty.
But he can make it from another 5 yards. He had the distance.
He does. He has a low kicking style. It's sort of like a soccer kick. And I think, yeah, Chuck, he's a soccer player, yes. Well, you know, Chuck knows it all, so I believe him. And that ball, the further you go back, you know, he's going to have to get that ball up a little bit.
Yeah, they marked that at the – so he's holding up to 34, 44-yarder.
Defense can't do that.
It looks like they'll pick up another 5.
Freshman, on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Boy, if nothing else, it's it's suspenseful. 3 seconds left, 7-14. Khabizman looking to add 3.
The defenders are trying to draw the offense into moving, but they're jumping off the ball.
High snap,
Oh, he can't do
kicks
that.
away. Does it have enough? It has enough, but it's to the left, and he misses.
Kick is not good. That's the end of our first half. Our score.
Wow, that was an exciting first half. I mean, the Rams holding tight with a very strong Cavaliers team. They'll go into halftime trailing by 7, but definitely not out of this contest.
Definitely not. You know, you don't have, as a coach, you don't like moral victories. You don't want to, but to be hanging with the #1 team in the state, undefeated, what we've seen is 21 straight wins. You're down 14-7, and you've had control of the game at different times in that first half. You got to feel real good about your chances right now.
I feel real good, too, about coming back at halftime. So what we'll do, James, we'll take a break for about 10 minutes, let the Rams fans hit the refrigerator, get what they need. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes here from Hillsborough Stadium.
Special halftime for you this evening. Let's get underway. Please welcome to the field the Central Catholic varsity cheerleaders performing What's My Name? Jack Wetzel are standing with your proceeds from our Miracle Minute today to benefit Dornbecker's Children's Hospital. Thank you to the communities of Central Catholic and Clackamas High Schools for your generosity today. We are pleased to announce that we all work together to raise over $550 for the great people at Dornbecker Children's Hospital. This is another example of Hood doing good. And now, please turn your attention to the field for the introduction of our homecoming court. We're going to start with our underclassmen. Representing the freshman class, please welcome Marcus Dillard, Kaylee Copeland, and Jonathan Alemzigan. Representing the sophomore class, Marduk Shabazz and Ella Bowman. Representing the junior class, Jamie Leeper and Jack Ayers. And now, it's our pleasure to introduce to you the 2018 Senior Homecoming Court. Grace Bowman. Alex Bobenweef. Grace McGilligan. Emma Ramsey. Sinclair Matthews. Bella Scarlett. Ben Brown.
It's really weird because I can only see her eyes.
Spencer Adrian. Paige Cooper. And Megan Shannon. And now, the crowning of your 2018 Ram Royalty. Grace Bowman and Alex Bobenreed. Let's give the 2018 Central Catholic Homecoming Court another big round of applause. For our final homecoming, or rather halftime activity, we're going to ask you to direct your attention to the super fans of both Central Catholic and Clackamas. They're going to team up to determine our homecoming halftime contest champions. Representing Team Rameliers from Central Catholic, Paige Cooper. From Clackamas, Elisa Well. Representing Team Camarams from Central Catholic, Bella Maffey. From Clackamas, Corey Walters. In this race, the contestants will wheelbarrow race for 20 yards, sink 3 wiffle balls into a bucket placed on their teammate's head, can jam 3 frisbees, and then run the final 20 yards to the finish line blindfolded after being spun around 10 times. Good luck to all our competitors. They're going to need some good luck this evening. And how about some support from you in the stands when they get going tonight? And they're off.
I gave it back. You never did. I gave it back. Oh shit. Nah, I sold him. Actually, he sold it. You don't have Wait, you need $1? What? There it is. I'll be back. Why can't Anthony just pay for you? Anthony, you should just get your job and do Like, I would actually look. Like the shadow like told their parents. Did you see the shadow that looked like a goldfish?
And we're back here at Hillsborough Stadium where we got ourselves quite a game. James brought us in the booth, helping me out tonight, along with Chuck Blickel doing the stats. And, oh, look at Laura Yeager back in the booth. Now we got to behave again for the second half. And Jim with Oregon Sports Beat producing tonight. Rams trailing 7-14 in a game that really is to kind of settle the Mount Hood Conference. Both teams coming in 3-0 in league play. But the Cavaliers 8-0 overall, and Rams coming in 5-3. And we were talking about it, James. Central Catholic is in this game, and in a game that really could have easily tilted Clackamas' way early.
Yes, we did talk about it, and it shows a sign of a good football team, a good football program. They bounced back after that scoring drive by Clackamas, and they really were in control of the game for about, I would say in between the latter part of the first half or first quarter to the middle of the part of the second quarter, and they're showing Clackamas that they're in for a fight tonight.
They can go toe to toe with these Cavaliers tonight. And a little bit of stats here for the first half. Central Catholic leading rusher is Elijah Elliott, 12 carries for 77 yards in the first half. Cade Knighton is 9 of 20 on passes for 92 yards. And the Rams have 18 rushes total for 144 yards on the ground, 236 total, James. So really pretty good offensive production there for the Rams. Clackamas, 12 rushes for 141 yards. Leading rusher is Austin Atkinson, the quarterback, with 1 TD and 48 yards on the ground. Atkinson also 5 for 9 passing for 35 yards. And what you call the second-string quarterback, but by no means second string in most leagues, is Caleb Jordan. He is 2 for 4 for 14 yards. Total yards for the Cavaliers in the first half, 191 yards. So good production there.
Yeah, pretty even. If you take a look at it, it's pretty even on the yardage, pretty even on the scoreboard. I want to highlight Elliott, 77 yards rushing, but those are 77 of the toughest yards rushing, and he's really running hard. He's really keeping the Clackamas defense honest, and he's keeping the Rams offense in it.
And the Ram offense really kind of led by that offensive front, just doing a fantastic job. You talked about the drive that got them the 7 points. Fantastic job by the front line. Really kept them in the game, kept the momentum going, and punched it in for the score.
Yes, that offensive line is doing a really good job. You can't expect them to hold back the Cavaliers the whole game, but for the most part, they've held their own, and they've given Cade Knighton plenty of time to make some things happen.
Gotcha. Interesting from the scores around the league. Chuck just pointed out Beaverton goes up on Jesuit 14-7. Interesting score there.
That is a surprise,
And Reynolds and Barlow, 21-27. Barlow leading that one. And Lincoln Grant. Lincoln up 16-7 over Grant.
And that's where Ryan with Sports Beat is at, correct? Covering that game
Oregon
as well?
Sports Beat at covering that game as well.
All right. We got some good football games going on. These are the last games of the season. Some of those games that you may have thought would be blowouts, schools are showing some pride now. The last game, and quite frankly, some of these teams are playing for their playoff lives right now.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Jesuit and Beaverton is in a close game. Barlow and Reynolds, they're doing their thing out there. This is what sports, high school sports is all about.
Yeah, it's a great time of year. Kabizman will come out and punt, or he'll kick for the Rams. Kabizman having a nice night tonight. He made his first field goal, but that was called back due to a false start. And almost he had enough distance for his second one, but it was a little bit wide right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Deep for Clackamas, number 21, Nilo
those
Denman,
3
number
points,
14, Jalen Hammer.
You obviously will still be behind, but those 3 points could play a big
Chris
difference in
Gebeisman.
this football game.
Stedman and Hobbs back for the Cavaliers. This will be a big test for that defense because, the inspirational halftime talks, both sides are going to see who listened, really. And that is taken at about the 5-yard line. Running with a head of steam.
Hammer.
Fantastic tackle
Hammer
there.
on the return.
Looks like it was Mason Smith on the tackle, number 44.
I'm always interested in seeing high school sports and seeing what happens in the second half. When, like you said, you go into the huddle, go into the halftime locker room, and you get that inspirational speech. A lot of times it's filled with a lot of words that we cannot say here on the air.
Right.
But we'll see what happens, see what team makes the adjustments, see what teams come out and sort of controls the game.
So we talked about the quarterbacks for the Cavaliers between Jordan and Atkinson. Atkinson coming in to start the second half.
This is really uncharacteristic of the
Yeah.
Cavaliers. Timeout.
Timeout. Put a note by this right there on your little notepad there. This could loom large later in the game.
For more information, go to the music
You don't really
page
have to
on
write
the
it
Central
down.
Catholic
Oh, right. Well,
website.
you're the boss here. You told me to write it down, so.
Sit and play with the band.
And they're really upset. It looks like they didn't think that they reset or they started the play clock too soon, and instead of taking that 5-yard penalty, the Cavaliers called a timeout.
Atkinson going to keep it up the middle. It's like Nyzak had an opportunity at him, but he slipped out of there.
Atkinson on the keeper. Nyzak in on the stop.
Yeah, Nyzak coming off that edge, he had an opportunity to sort of tackle him for a loss or at least a no gain, but like I said, he got the quarterback, Atkinson, got a little slippery right there and fell forward for those 5 yards.
Noah Hobbs in the backfield with Atkinson. Atkinson, 6 carries, 54 yards. Thanks, Chuck. Little bubble screen. Oh, boy. Flag comes out. And, boy, did somebody get a number of that truck? I think that number was number 2, Flentroy.
I don't know what they would call. I wonder if they're going to call helmet contact, but I sure hope not.
I think there might have been holding from the lead blocker. The flag seemed to come out before.
There it is. Okay.
Chuck, he scared me with that. So it is holding, so they'll back that up a little bit.
Do you take the penalty or decline it?
Fifth penalty against the Cavaliers.
You back them up, but you give them another down, or you just take that no gain and keep it third down. Looks like they're going to back them up, make it second and long.
Noah Hobbs in the backfield again. Hammer in motion. Blitz is coming backside. And he goes down. Who was the first guy there? Who was that? That's got to be 45 was Veery. Braden Veery.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
Huge loss. Great sack.
Great sack. You know, we talked about calling the right offensive plays at the right time. That right there, they dialed up, the Rams dialed up, was that Anthony Newman as a D coordinator, dialed up the blitz right there at the right time. There was 3 guys that came.
It was a jailbreak.
A jailbreak, exactly. Came
fourth and just like too long to even guess.
Looks like they got a lot of guys on the
So
field.
out of his own end zone. He'll keep it and run it to the right, trying to find a hole. Bounces it outside, has some room. Oh, great open field tackle.
Atkinson on the keeper.
Atkinson kept it. Looks like Elijah Elliott will be able to track him down. 4th down, deep in their end zone. They'll punt. Great punter, but even with a good punt here, it's going to be good field position for the Rams. Great stop by that defense coming out at halftime.
Definitely. Timely sack, timely defense. It's not always what you do, but sometimes when you do it, and that was a perfect time for a stop. Let's see if they can.
Low kick. It'll take a bounce.
You got to come and get that.
Oh, boy. Going to take a roll. That is, that is a really long kick. That's almost 65 yards. 65 yards punt. But, you got to give Elijah Elliott credit. He's not going to risk this possession by trying to do something, trying to create something.
Yeah, that's the bright side. You're real good at looking at the bright side. But I tell you, from a coach's standpoint, that's a routine catch. And I believe if he's sure enough, then you go up there and make that catch. That's 20 yards on that
roll.
roll.
Rams get it at the 29-yard line. First possession of the second half. Elliott up the middle. Fighting for a few yards.
You know, that set that they just ran right there, they've brought 3 receivers to this side and left Jalen Hammer from the Cavs over there guarding the tight end. That might not be such a bad move because he's been locking down who's ever come to his side. Now you have Souders and Starr here on the same side.
Yeah, they did change up the coverage there. Knighton looking this way. Ooh, jumping in front. Boy, that was nearly intercepted.
There's a flag.
Looks like Fleck.
Pass broken up by Fleck.
Jumped that.
64.
A personal foul.
So you know what, Steve? The play before, at the end of the play, numbers, the Rams, there was a Rams lineman and a Cavs lineman, and they sort of got into it. And the Cavaliers lineman was looking at the refs like, are you not going to call anything?
Oh, really?
And they didn't call anything. But now here on consecutive plays, once you've gotten away with it the first time, you can't then come back and do it again. And that's what happened, and they caught him this time. I think they would have threw it the first time, but they were just a little bit late. Personal fouls will kill you every time. That's 15 yards and loss of down.
Third and almost 30.
I don't know what play you have in your playbook for 3rd and 30.
Well, if it's a pass play, you got to give Knighton a lot of time. They got those safeties, 2 deep safeties. And they're not going to let anything behind them. So they'll take it to Miles Jackson, trying to bounce out of the sidelines. Ooh, tiptoeing. Goes out of bounds. Again, kind of chippy out there. Bring up 4th down.
Miles Jackson, the carrier.
After that great defensive stand, unfortunately, the Rams couldn't move the ball very much with their opportunity here, and now they're going to punt, and where they're punting from should give the Cavs pretty good field position as well.
Kabizman to punt. Back for the Cavaliers is
the Rams are missing a lot of people on the line. They're missing quite a few people.
Tolman and
everyone runs out there.
And Hammer. Yep. Nice high punt. It'll bounce. Gets a nice Rams bounce and kind of trading field position right now, splitting the field a bit today.
You know, Steve, I want to share something with you. I got a text from a friend of mine who said he feels like painting his house now.
You know what? Let me give him a phone number. I got this great guy at Hunt Painting. Hunt Painting, the number's 503-245-5149. And did you know that Hunt Painting is proud to sponsor Ram TV? Now in our 3rd generation of students at Central Catholic, we're happy to continue to be part of the Central family. We hope for another great season of success on and off the field for all of our Central Catholic student athletes. Hunt Painting, huntpainting.com. Tell your friend thanks a lot, and he'll be happy with Hunt Painting.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Just don't call me to help.
That's right. That's the best advice right there. Boy, great defense there by the Rams. Nice penetration and the loss on the play.
You said it right there, that penetration. Most football games are won and lost at the line of scrimmage, and that is great penetration right there. Looked like it could have, if he doesn't make that play, it looks like there's a lot of opportunity for some room.
2nd and 10. Atkinson back to pass. Looking this way. Has the receiver intercepted. Nice turnover, and how about that defense as Travis West left his own receiver, retreated to intercept that ball. Great play by West.
Great play by West right there. You know, he read that. He, like you said, he came off of his receiver and jumps right into the lane of his friend, his teammate's receiver, and picks that ball off. Just what the doctor ordered if you're a Rams fan.
Oh, absolutely. Rams take over with a little bit of excitement, momentum at the 45-yard line of the Cavaliers. And they're getting after it right now. Knighton hands off to Elliott, who wants to bounce it outside. Safety comes up, and there's no room. He'll pick up maybe a yard.
He's trying to get outside, but Kennewell is doing a great job of setting the edge over there. Sometimes he's just going to have to turn that up and, maybe take the 3 or 4 yards.
Right.
4 yards at a time is going to get you a first down every time.
If I do my math right, that's like 11 yards, right?
Yeah, something like it.
2nd and 10. And nice little, looks like Ridgeway on the reception.
There you go. Just keep the positive yards coming.
On the reception, brought down by
Just keep the positive yards coming. Some of these plays, you look like they may be able to, if you just keep hitting them, and then eventually one of them may be able to break.
Plus, it'll open up some of those wide receivers, like Starr. Right now, they've got him blanket tonight. Flag comes out.
Is that lineup offsides?
Dead ball, encroachment,
Wow, that's a nice easy 5 right there.
5-yard penalty.
That'll be enough for a first down.
You can't argue with that. That's how you get. That's the easiest way to get a first down.
6 penalties against the Cavaliers.
You have to believe that this type of a game is starting to wear on the Cavaliers. They're not used to being in this, and when you are an underdog, you just want to keep it close until something breaks.
Elliott bounces it to the left side. Boy, nice little cut there. Keeps his legs moving. He picks up 8 solid yards. The Rams, only 4 penalties on the night, so they're playing relatively clean football. Thanks, Joe.
Elliott, there he goes again. He's got some wiggle in him,
Wiggle in him.
Yeah, he's got a little wiggle in him. Picks up 7 yards. Now they bring in Jackson, and he's been able to move the ball as well.
He bounces it outside fast, so he'll get to the edge. Enough for a first down, and goes down at about the 18-yard line.
Jackson on the carry.
Kind of that 1-2 punch that we really talked about at the beginning of the season.
And he's a junior. Elliott's a junior. Souders is a junior. Starr is a junior. Knighton is a junior. This whole offensive, all the skill positions are coming back again. They're going to be a scary team.
First down. Jackson again up the middle. Finds a little crease, drives his legs. He'll pick up about 3 yards.
Jackson, the ball carrier. Jake Bushman with the tackle.
Elliott comes back in, giving Jackson a little break there. 5:40 left in the third quarter. Rams looking to get back into this. Trailing by 7. Knighton rolls to the right. Trying to find a receiver, cuts back. Defensive back comes up and basically just makes the decision for Knighton. That's Fleck on the tackle.
Yeah, Fleck didn't. He was not fooled. He made a decision. A lot of times, as a quarterback rolling out, you're trying to make you're trying to fake the defender into making the wrong decision. But this guy just committed to the run.
He was committed. Yep.
Yeah, if Knighton would have been able to get the ball off, then it would have been some trouble. But he just committed to coming up and tackling Knighton, and he did a pretty good job on that.
Third sack on the night for the Cavaliers. Knighton back to pass. Has a receiver in Starr. Starr looking to get to the first down marker. And he does. He goes down inside the 10-yard line. Enough for a first down on third and long.
Number 11, Silas Starr.
There he is. First time we've called his name all night, but it's a big one. Like we talked about, it's not always how many, it's often about when. This is a perfect time.
First and goal for the Rams. Rams just scrapping for every yard.
I'm not done. I'm fully support.
Knighton fakes the fly sweep. He'll keep it and go down.
Yeah, And I think that was a bad snap, and he had to make a decision really fast.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another injured
Knighton on the
Cavalier.
keeper,
Player
brought down
down
by
on the field,
Pagan.
yeah.
You watch my stuff?
The Cavalier there.
Adios. Adios.
So, yeah, Rams doing a nice job kind of moving the ball up the field. You know, had the benefit of the encroachment penalty, gave him that first down. And then, you know, like you mentioned, Starr got his first reception on the night, clutch 3rd and long, and he was able to just get over that yard to gain or line to gain.
You know, and the good receivers always stay focused in the game. Like I said, we had not called his name all game long, and when they needed him, like you said, 3rd and long, he's still in the game. He's still mentally in the game, ran a nice route, and he was almost able to break free from that tackle and maybe scoot his way into the end zone.
It's like Justin Pagan walking off the field on his own power.
Do we have any updates on the Dodgers and the Red Sox? You know, I'm the type of guy, I can multitask.
You can
here,
multitask.
Steve. Yeah.
Elliott off the left side, trying to get the edge. He'll get a couple. Cavaliers doing a nice job to string him out. Elliott, if he gets the corner,
Jackson,
he
the
can
ball
be gone.
carrier,
Right.
penalty marker on the play.
The defensive end, you really have one major responsibility, and that's push everything inside. And he's doing, those defensive ends are doing a great job of this, like we said earlier, setting the edge and not allowing them to get outside easily.
We have a hold here. 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul. We have a dead ball foul here, added on additional 15 yards.
Okay, so we got a holding call and then a unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Rams.
That's 25 big yards.
25, especially when you're 1st and goal. That's 1st and goal. Now you got 1st and forever.
If you want to get in the coach's doghouse, you commit unsportsmanlike conduct penalties
In a clutch.
in
yeah.
a clutch,
Yeah.
in the red zone. Here you are, you're 14-7 against the #1 team in the state. You're knocking at the door to go in, and you commit a personal foul penalty. That stuff up here, it even just makes me mad sitting in the box. It just, I don't get it. 1-1 going into extra inning, Dodgers and Red Sox.
So 3rd and goal. They have that stick there, but I think they're just holding it up there.
Jeez.
So definitely 2-down territory. Another flag comes out. You know, you got to give Knighton credit. You know, somebody jumped. Knighton went up there and said, you know, slap him on the shoulder. Hey, it's all right. You know, we'll get through this. That's a leader right there.
That's a leader. Wow, this is triggering some old Jefferson High School football memories for myself. It's almost story time. Chuck.
You've been to this place
I've
before.
been to this place before. It's a dark place. 4th and 65.
Well, no, it's 2-down territory, so it's 2nd and 48.
No, my story was 4th and 65. That was a dark.
Well, that
time.
is a
Get me
dark
out
place.
of this. Get me out of this moment right now.
I think you punt. Knighton, little seam pass, Ridgeway, up the middle, gets half of it back. It'll bring up 4th down and goal from the 22.
I think it's 3rd down because you know they.
Oh, 3rd down. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Those penalties
I'll pay better
Garrison
attention.
took,
not
brought
lost
it
it down. Okay.
You know, you wonder if you don't go back to that. You know, that was pretty good there.
Right.
That's
right
it.
up the seams.
Now they go out to the flat and incomplete. The way he pulled up, that was Bostic who kind of pulled up like he thought another receiver was behind him.
Right. The ball was above his head. It was pretty well above his head, so he figured, well, he couldn't be throwing to
Couldn't
me.
be for me.
But Starr had already turned his route up, so there was nobody behind him. Going for this field goal.
Yeah, Kabizman in.
Fritz Kabizman in to attempt a field goal.
They'll have his fingers at about
Ball
the
spotted on
30-yard line, so 40-yard
39
attempt.
yard attempt.
Kick is
another flag.
a little short.
I think
Maybe
the
short flag.
Did the defense try to jump over the center?
There was
I'm not
something
sure
going
you can
on
do
there.
that. I think he tried to jump over the center, which is what are 12 men
We have
hurdling.
here, half the distance to the goal line. We need fourth down.
Half the distance to the goal line. That's quite a penalty there.
That is hurdling. You can't jump over again. A lot of the rules now are in the name of protection, and so you can't jump over the lineman and hurdle over the defenseless center. And that's what looks like Clackamas is. They did it earlier in the first half, but they didn't call that. So when they didn't call it, I thought, well, maybe that's just an NFL rule, but they called it this time.
So another opportunity here for Cabizman to add 3, get something out of this drive. Snap, kick is up, looks good from here, and the kick is good.
Kick is good.
Rams, hey, they got some
Cavaliers
points,
14,
and they needed that. 10-14, they're still in this. You know, keep in mind, with this game this close, the timeout that was used for the very first play of the half, it could loom large. And talk about looming large. Pacific Fence and Wire, as far as fencing company goes, they are certainly looming large with Ram TV. You know, Pacific Fence and Wire is a Schoenheit family business serving the Northwest since 1921. From backyards to ball fields and prisons to primary schools, Pacific Fence has you covered. Need a fence? Call Pacific Fence, 503-233-6248. 503-233-6248. You can visit online at pacificfence.com. Wow, nice job by the Rams.
Yeah.
What was it? Second and 48 or second and goal from the 48?
Yeah, that's exactly. You know, and they earlier in the first half, remember the Rams missed. They made the field goal, got the penalty, and then ended up missing the field goal. Here, they missed the field goal. The penalty was on the Cavaliers, got the re-kick, and they made it. Then, you know, that's
how the ball bounces.
That's how the ball bounces. That's making good use of your mulligan right there, you know.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Again, I got 2 friends, Demetrius and Devin, who always use mulligans even when you don't have mulligans. And then they hit the next ball further away than they did the first ball. So that's not when you take good use of your mulligans, but the Rams did.
Cabizman, big kick. Actually going to be a little short of the end zone. I think that's Hammer. Oh, big hit. Who was that laid the big hit, but just actually kind of bounced off? Mason Smith for the Rams.
Jalen Hammer
Kind of bounced off a Hammer.
Got down there first and made the big hit, but Hammer just – maybe that's why they call him Hammer.
Hammer, yeah.
Is his first name Jack?
Let me check. Wouldn't be the first time he might have been called Jack.
Exactly.
So the Cavaliers will get the ball about the 28-yard line in Rams territory. And again, the quarterback change, Caleb Jordan coming in for the Cavaliers. Yeah, the rain continues to fall here. He looks to his left, has the receiver on the flat. Good open field tackle. Who was that on the tackle?
Pass complete to Nemo Deadman. Brought down by Brady Standering.
Yeah, Sandering with the tackle, number 9. Great open field tackle.
Great open field tackle. That's just one-on-one. If he doesn't make that tackle, there's an opportunity for a lot of yards to be gained. He made that play.
Run up the middle. Rams with good penetration. Not a whole lot there, James. Only maybe a couple bring up third and short.
You know, the thing that
Noah
we
Hobbs
felt
on the
that
carry.
Cavaliers had the advantage at the beginning of the game was this
Daniel
line, this
Pham
big
on
line.
the
We
stop.
felt like they had the advantage in that they'd be able to sort of run the ball up the middle, but up the middle has not worked.
Yeah, great point. You know, the trenches is really kind of where the Rams are succeeding tonight. 3rd and 2.
Chuck told us that
there's-
their run defense was playing better.
Caleb goes under center. Now pitch it to the right. Enough for the first down. Stays on his feet. Thank goodness he went down.
Anthony Talavera, the ball carrier.
Talavera on the carry, enough for the first down.
All right, it's good
And
for
actually,
Clackamas. First
laughing,
down.
I was talking to the coach at halftime. He said they have the name wrong for him. So the whole first half, Talavera was being called somebody else.
Arkman?
I crossed it out.
Oh, yeah, he was calling him Arkman.
So 1st and 10 for the Cavs. Fake the fly sweep. Caleb will keep it. Boy, he's quick. He hit that hole fast, didn't he?
He did.
Caleb Jordan on
His style is
keeper.
almost like the Wildcat quarterback, right?
Well, it's interesting. That's how they use him. But if you ask him, what would he rather do? He'd rather sit back there and sling the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's what I've read, that the college recruiters are more impressed with his arm than his legs.
Second and 6 for the Cavaliers. Option. And enough for a first down. So this offense really kind of coming alive. Talavera on the carry, enough for a first down.
You know, from the beginning of the game, they've
All right,
had
it's good for Clackamas.
that's
First
been
down.
Clackamas' probably most productive play has been that option. And every time they run it, they pitch the ball and got pretty good yardage. Looks like another injury on the field. I believe that is number 82.
That'll be Nizick. Coming off on his own power.
You know, sometimes it's better just to sit on the field. You know, I know the players don't like to sit on the field unless they're really hurt. But sometimes it can give your teammates a rest.
Yeah, that's
give you
true.
time to regroup.
She's kind of like
First and 10, ball on 39-yard line. Jordan, a little inside pass. Actually well played by the Rams. No gain necessarily on that, maybe just a slight gain.
Shovel pass to Denman. Stopped by Clyde Bell.
Bring up second down. They played that really well.
They did.
Actually, yeah.
You know,
Good discipline by the defense there.
They're pursuing to the quarterback, and the play sort of led you right to the ball, to the receiver. And then it was a matter of just making the correct tackle. Man, we have ourselves a ball game.
Holy Toledo. I mean, that was the third quarter. That went by very fast.
That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Clackamas 14, the Rams 10.
Saved a lot of time. Saved a lot of time. And when you want to save a lot of time, you don't want to paint, right? You want somebody else who knows
Exactly.
what in the heck they're doing. They get there, they get it done,
Who
and
should
they
I
do
call?
it right. And so that'd be Hunt Painting. And Hunt Painting is proud to help sponsor Ram TV. Now, in our third generation of students at Central Catholic, we are happy to continue to be part of the Central family. We hope for another great year of success on and off the field for all of our Central Catholic student athletes. Remember, Hunt Painting, visit huntpainting.com, and you can always call them, 503-245-5149. Hunt Painting. So great. Rams got 3 out of the quarter, and our friends with Clackamas Cavaliers, so they didn't get anything. But they are driving as we enter the fourth quarter.
If you would have asked me at the beginning of the game, and I thought you would, but you never did, so I'm kind of upset with you. But
Yeah, I miss a lot of cues.
if you would have asked me, would this be a high-scoring affair or a low-scoring affair, I would have went with the over. This is
Well, I would have said
low-scoring.
by third quarter it would have been like 10-14. That's my guess. Jordan, a little screen pass set up. Oh, wow. Nice play there. Actually sniffed out by Travis West. Kind of blew that up, bringing up 3rd and 9.
Travis West is having himself a good game out here. He's reading the plays as well as the offense are reading the plays. And like you said, he came in and blew that screen up.
Now, Clackamas in the third quarter, 8 rushes for 25 yards and had 1 sack for negative 25 yards. Thank you, Chuck. And Central Catholic only 3 rushes for 11 yards. A little back shoulder pass was caught.
Pass complete.
Well, you talked about
Thomas Tolanen.
Jordan's arm, and that was a nice little example of that as he hit Tolanen's back shoulder for a first down.
That was a well-placed ball, and as good a defense as Travis West was playing on it, there really wasn't anything he could do. The ball was placed in a spot where only the receiver can catch it, and he made a great play. Tolanen.
Thanks, Chuck. And Jordan will keep it, bounces it out to the left side. Gets inside the 10-yard line.
Jordan on the carry. Norman Matthews on
and he's following the blocker. The lead blocker led him to the outside, and he just turned that corner and picked up as many yards as he could and got out of bounds. This right here would be a big stop if the Rams could hold them even to a field goal at that time. At this time, this is a win. It's first and goal.
Could use the benefit of a turnover right here. Fly sweep. Like Hammer off the right side. Hammer driving his feet. The pile moves into what appears to be the end zone. And it does.
Jalen Hammer into the end zone.
Clackamas tacks on another 6.
Look at the guy running off the field. He looks like he either picked up the fumble or he feels like he picked up the fumble. They didn't credit him the touchdown, but he was holding that ball like a baby, and he was really excited. That was a nice little run there by Hammer.
Exactly. Nelson in for the extra point. Ooh, high snap. Gets it down. And the kick is up and good.
Cavaliers 21, Rams 10.
So that's complicates things, James. 2-possession game now for the Rams. And really need to play mistake-free football, and each possession they got to produce something.
They do, and this is the situation that they were in last week against Barlow, and they put 5 touchdowns on them in the fourth quarter. Now, again, this isn't Barlow, but this is the same type of situation they need. They need to score, and they need to keep scoring.
And really, the Cavaliers are going to try to contain the Rams. And the best way to contain things around town here is through Pacific Fence and Wire. You know, Pacific Fence and Wire is a Schoenheit family business serving the Northwest since 1921. From backyards to ball fields and prisons to, primary schools, Pacific Fence has you covered. Need a fence? Call Pacific Fence, 503-233-6248. Yeah, well, Chuck pointed out that this score is well below the Clackamas average. Again, another short kick.
Nelson kicking.
Nice little move, nice little run there. Again, they kicked it over to Mason Smith, and they may not want to do that anymore. Mason's showing that he's got a couple moves and brings the ball out to about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I don't. That's something that I haven't figured out. They were kicking the ball into the end zone, and the Rams were getting the ball at the 20 each time, and now you're getting the ball at the 40. I haven't figured out why they've decided to do that, but
we will take it.
Indeed.
So, again, the Rams really need to produce here. 11 minutes left. Clackamas, they're going to probably threaten when they get the ball, so we have to get some production here out of the offense. Like kind of the captain obvious moment, right?
Right.
Elliott actually play action pass. Caleb looking downfield to Sodders. Sodders pretty well covered in his back pocket.
Sodders is incomplete.
Nice to see him kind of open it up a little bit.
Yeah. He had a step on him. If he was able to lead him, he might have been able to. He would have had to lead him to the middle of the field. He might have been able to run underneath that. But again, setting up with that through that play action because Elliott had been running the ball really well. I'm not sure that it's just pass it every down at this time. There's still a lot of time left in the game.
Caleb over here to the left finds his receiver, bounces it outside. Nifty little moves, could be enough for a first down. And he gets ridden out of bounds. No flag. That was Fulcher on the reception. Enough for a first down.
You know, and that some referees would have called a flag on that, but you got to be able to let the kids play football, and I think that was a nice little no call. But that was a great play, and pretty much made by the receiver Fulcher.
Yeah, nifty moves there to find some space. 1st and 10 for the Rams. Ball midfield.
See if Elliott can get something going.
Elliott, he'll kick it outside, trying to find a hole. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Even after he went out of bounds.
He stayed on his feet. He's not going to get tackled.
Well, his jersey or his uniform's pretty clean. No sense getting it dirty.
Right.
He's 2nd and looks like about 3.
Well, that's just sort of a microcosm of how he's been running all day long. I'm telling you, I would not completely abandon the run on this series, although you do have star one-on-one, and anytime you have star one-on-one, I love that matchup.
Elliott again off the right side. This time he's hit for a loss.
Elliott, the ball carrier.
Flag comes out. It'll be interesting what this looks
Max
like.
Tobiasen on the stop. Penalty marker on the flag.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. White.
Wow, against Clackamas.
First down.
3rd unsportsmanlike conduct call.
Ooh, I would hate to be the
Wow.
Clackamas football team
8th
at practice on
It's the
Monday.
8th penalty.
Oh, and the 3rd unsportsmanlike, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be some stairs being ran. There's going to be some rolling 100-yard rolls. It's going to be
long practices.
It's going to be long practice. This
Yeah.
might be the one that you go and visit your grandmother in Toledo or something.
Yeah. Even if you don't have a grandmother.
Even if you don't have a grandmother in Toledo. Someone does. Coach, I can't make it to practice on Monday. I'm sorry.
1st and 10 for the Rams. Ball at the 30, big break, or 32, big break for the Rams. We saw a couple of those tonight. But, we talked about the frustration. Clackamas coming in tonight, putting up, looking at the average over 40 points a game.
The refs have the captains, the spokespersons in the huddle talking to them, probably about all the trash talking that's going on, and we're going to clean it up.
It's kind of hard to take the emotion out of it,
This is a big game. You called it out earlier. This is a rivalry. This is for the Mount Hood championship. I mean, you still have to keep your composure, but you got to let some of it go as a referee.
Knighton looking for receiver, gets some pressure, nicely tucks it up, has some room, and does a nice pirouette for the 1st down.
I haven't seen that before. Looked like he was going to slide, looked like he was going to stand up, looked like he was going to dive, and he did them all at one time.
All at once.
And he got an 8 from the Russian judge.
I did see that over there, yeah.
Yes, he did.
Always, I thought it, yeah. The second rush for Knighton on the night, running for his life in this respect. 22 yards, so 11, yeah. 1st and 10, but good decision by Knighton there to tuck and run. Looks like they're coming with the blitz, and they do. And the flag comes out.
This is one of those times when the flag actually probably helped him, because that play was about to be blown up.
Yep.
And they were blitzing to the side that the Rams were running to. Elliott, he's been running the ball pretty well, but I don't think he could have got out of that. And they would have lost it down and the yard. So sometimes a penalty can work in your favor.
Unintended consequences. Huh? 1st and 15. Knighton will pass.
There he is.
Out here to the left, Miles Jackson with some room. Great blocking downfield by Starr. And Jackson will go out of bounds at about the 13-yard line and probably, 3 yards away from another 1st down.
It's a tough play to guard when you have that type of speed in the backfield. Just quick little out routes by your running back. Little flare routes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little and a head of steam.
And a head of steam.
Yeah. 2nd and short. Rams inside the red zone, knocking on the door again. Miles Jackson will get it up the middle. I don't think he'll get enough for a 1st down.
Jackson on the carry.
Elliott and Fulcher check back in.
Jake Bushman in on the stop.
You know, I like to look at the things that are not so obvious, and I like to read body language. And Silas Stark keeps turning to his sideline and keeps asking for that ball.
Give me the rock. Nice little route caught. Looks Ridgeway again. Enough for a first down. Be first and goal for the Rams. About the 6-yard line.
This is that drive. This is that answer that we were talking about. You needed to answer, and you needed to answer right now. And now they've moved the ball. Now they need to punch this in. 3.
I agree. Those linemen that got you this far, I say you just line those guys up and just give the ball to Elliott right behind those guys.
Right.
They've got us this far. And here he goes, right up the middle.
Just like you said. Good call there, Coach.
Thank you.
Steve.
How about that? Elijah Elliott, touchdown, right up the gut, showing the toughness of the Rams.
And 2 Cavalier linemen are just now getting up off the ground. The game has been won or has been controlled at the line of the scrimmage by the Rams offensive line.
Incredible 6-yard run by Elijah Elliott, right up the gut of that very strong Cavalier defense. The Rams are right back into it.
Going for 2 right now to make it a 3-point game.
With 8 minutes left.
I mean, that play that you just ran is not a bad one to run again. Spread them out and get that ball to Elliott up the middle. Yeah. You want to cut it to 3-point lead.
Little route, inside route to Starr. Looks like a miscommunication. Starr went inside, ball went outside.
Score remains Cavaliers 21, Rams 16.
Either way, you got a 1-possession game. So I think a good decision there by Coach Pine there. 8:05 left in the contest. Rams trail a very good Cavalier team, 16-21, and very much in this game.
And there's a couple of glaring situations that helped the Rams, I believe, on that drive. Starting off with the kickoff, the short kickoff. You give them a short field to work with, 40-yard line, and then that big 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yes, exactly.
Those are the things that, as a championship football team, those are sort of the mistakes that I don't believe you
can get away with making. Right.
Central wouldn't do an onside kick. The Rams wouldn't do an onside kick at this point in the game, would they? Steve, the crowd has these big faces right there. I was going to get one of those made of you, but I just, that they told me that it costs too much money for you.
They don't have cardboard for that.
Yeah,
it would take in 2 pieces.
I was just going to hold it up for you.
It's my hair. My hair sticks out so far.
That's what they said.
Yeah. Beesman to kick for the Rams. Looks like Hammer back for the Cavaliers. Hobbs. Deep high kick. It'll be taken by Hammer at the 4. He's taking it right up the middle. Keeping those legs driving. Could be trouble. And he brings it out to the 42-yard line.
Now, the Rams might benefit from kicking the ball, the little pooch kick to someone else, because Hammer has been running the ball really well.
And he's a load.
He is.
I think we talked about it. He's it says 185, but he just looks bigger than that.
Yeah, he does. He either got some lineman pads on or something, but he looks a lot bigger than that.
So Cavaliers will take over at the Rams 41.
The Cavs linemen, they go both ways, and I think at some point that's wearing them down as well. Oh, Caleb Jordan back
for the night. Knighton so far 14 of 28 passing for 157 yards. Was a timeout is called on the field, so Knighton, not a bad night. He's had the benefit of a good running game.
They had to call another timeout. The Cavs did.
And that's after a change of possession. I mean, that's kind of odd because typically you have things kind of dialed in, right?
Right.
So
coach is not happy, and he's mad at the quarterback. Quarterback, it looks like he's taking his time to call the plays and get him up, and that clock is running down.
Right.
So,
and you got to be prepared. You got to be professional. You got to be refined, kind of like the folks at Hunt Painting. Hunt Painting is proud to help sponsor Ram TV. Now in their third generation of students at Central Catholic, we're happy to continue to be part of the Rams family. We offer another great season on and off the field for all of the Central Catholic student athletes. Remember, Hunt Painting. Visit them at huntpainting.com. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Jordan rolling to his left, throws across the field, has a receiver. And the receiver has some room. Continue to bounce it out. That's Hammer. Open field tackle there by Miles Jackson.
Pass complete to Hammer. Miles Jackson.
Ridgeway for Central Catholic.
Good for a Clackamas
Tight end.
first
5
down.
catches for 63 yards tonight. He's been pretty active. Thank you, Chuck. Chuck doing a nice job on the stats. He's actually typing on the computer. Makes it easier for me to read in my old age.
Chuck is the MVP of the booth,
1st and 10 now after that long run from Hammer.
Chuck has 2 votes. Jim has 1 vote. I get 1 vote. And none for you.
Jordan up the middle. Hey, great tackle coming up.
Great.
Looks like Vicent, Henry Vicent coming in and really kind of shutting down Jordan. It's a great play.
That is.
Basically timing that just right. That hole opened up, and here came Vicent too.
As fast as that hole opened up, it closed.
Yeah. 2nd and 9. Hand up to the left. Boy, a lot of room out there. All kinds of room for Hobbs to run. He'll get enough for a first down.
Noah Hobbs.
Boy, Cavaliers just shut that side down. No containment whatsoever.
Braden Veery with the tackle.
And again, it's that formation. They're setting up that tight formation, but all the receivers are on one side, so it looks like the ball's coming here. He went sort of an inside handoff and had a whole lot of room on the left side. But this is the Cavs have answered this scoring drive by the Rams pretty quickly. Rams need to.
Boy, what a power eye formation on 1st and 10. Wow. I guess it worked. It was 2nd and 1 out of the power eye.
You said it. That was a power eye, and he just powered his way through for another 9 yards. Yeah, the time keeps on ticking. The Rams have to get a stop. You asked for one earlier. The turnover would be big for them right now.
Hobbs on the left side. Well defended by the Rams, but enough for a first down. So spot the ball about the 12-yard line. 5:29 left in the game.
They can still get another first down. This is first down on the 13-yard line, so they can still get another first down. And this is that sense of urgency the Rams need right now. They've
got to get a stop here.
Yes.
Jordan keeps it. He'll pick up a few, bring up 2nd and about 5.
Jordan, the ball carrier.
Jordan has ran the ball well, but if you take a look at the stats, and one thing about Clackamas, they keep stats for everything, and they're really good at it. Jordan, of the 2 quarterbacks, is the one who is most prone to fumbling. So if you're a Rams fan, you don't want him to run the ball, but at the same time, there is an opportunity for you to poke it out of there.
Interesting detail there, James. Hobbs on the left side. He'll get drugged down. Oh, my. Mason Smith's going to have none of that.
The ball carrier, Mason Smith with the stop.
And we talked about it earlier. Sometimes you just have to make a commitment to something. You can't sit around and try to figure out if it's going to be a pass, if it's going to go. You just got to make a commitment. Right now, this time is running out. So Mason Smith, he's like, I'm just going after this running back. Whether he has it or not, I'm going after it. And he made the right call at the right time. This is a huge third down.
Yeah, Jordan with 10 carries for 45 yards. He'll roll to the right, looking for a receiver. Gets rushed. Ooh. Oh, boy, they could stop him short, definitely short of the first down.
Jordan on the keeper.
It was such a good field goal kicker. You figure they'll bring him in. So if he makes it, still a one-possession game for the Rams.
Now, I was wondering if the Rams were going to call a timeout or not. Again, these are all valuable seconds, but it took them about 7 seconds to decide if they were going to call this timeout, and they finally did.
And they did call timeout, right. So good call there. 3:21 left in the game. And crucial play here, a block kick. You know how high school football, a little bit of pressure here, the holder or the kicker could be a little out of focus, and that's a game changer. The Rams could steal it.
That's all it takes.
And, if you have something, very valuable, you don't want to get stolen, right?
Right.
So you want to protect it. You want to put barriers, and Hunt Painting is the perfect company to put up barriers around those things you want to protect from the weather.
From the weather. Okay.
Wait for it. From the weather. Hunt Painting is proud to help sponsor Ram TV, now in its third generation of students at Central Catholic. We're happy to continue to be part of the Central family. We hope for another great year for all the student athletes at Central Catholic. So call Hunt Painting if you need to protect your home from the weather.
Spotted on the 15, 25-yard attempt.
High snap, kick is up, kick looks good.
Kick is good. Cavaliers 24.
But really, even with the score, it's kind of okay, now we just know that we got to get down the field and go for a 2-point conversion. It's laid out right now for the Rams. They know what they got to do to stay in this thing.
Right. And they've been moving the ball here in the second half. They've moved the ball actually pretty much throughout the whole course of the game. They've moved the ball pretty well. Now you just got to punch it in. This is when your weapons come into play. Now let's see. I'm interested in the little things. I'm interested to see how they kick this ball off. If they go for the short pooch kick or do they go deep?
Yeah, you got to go deep. You just got to not risk the return right now. You got Elliott back there. Maybe they're just trying to avoid Elliott altogether. So now it's interesting because they put Bostic. They put Bostic up there. Actually, no. Okay.
Yeah, they put Bostic in that short pooch area.
The kick for Clackamas.
They put Travis West in the short pooch area on this side, and then they went back with Jackson and Elliott deep.
And they go deep. It'll go into the end zone. So it will be a touchback.
Ball goes into the end zone. Will come out to the 20-yard line. First and 10.
Talk about having a stage set. You got one of the premier teams in the state of Oregon, and Rams have a chance to tie this baby up. It's a great spot to be.
Yeah, it's a great spot to be as an underdog. You're still in the game, and you have the ball. You can, and you have the best weapons that you have on your team are on the offensive side of the ball. So you'd rather have the ball than be on defense. And now let's see what you can do. This is what championships are made out of, championship teams.
Rams with 2 timeouts left. Knighton, little out route here. Has a receiver. Oh, late hit there. No call.
Pass is complete. Kimo Hugh.
And that was Hugh on the reception. Knocked out of bounds. Stops the clock.
Pick up a 3.
Four-man rush. Oh, pass thrown behind Hugh again, it looks like.
Nice pass.
He actually had quite a bit of room, James.
He did. That slot receiver is the one that is creating the most opportunities for big gains. Sometimes it may be worth it to move one of your star receivers into that slot spot. 3rd and long.
Oh, nice job there. Good discipline by the Rams. They draw off the Cavaliers. Offsides will bring up 3rd down and 2 for the Rams.
That is a big play right there. That makes 3rd manageable. That's, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we tried to draw them offsides again.
Miles Jackson gets across the 30. Looks like enough for a 1st down. Depends on the spot.
Jackson on the carry.
And it is on the line, as Chuck pointed out. It'll be a 1st down for the Rams.
Are they moving the chains? Yes, they are.
Clock at 3 minutes. Rams trail by 8.
Now Starr's in that middle slot.
Gonna go deep. Nope. Out of bounds, trying to get Souders.
Titans pass incomplete.
Yeah, that's a tough throw right there. There's not a lot of room on that sideline. The DB did a great job of sort of forcing Souders out of bounds. I think he had another receiver cutting across the middle that he made. When he looks at film, he'll recognize that he would have rather thrown the ball to the slant receiver.
Absolutely. Knighton's been busy. Chuck says he's had 32 pass attempts on the night. Again, route across the middle, has him hauled in. Oh, they're going to call it incomplete. Souders couldn't hang on. He took a big hit, though. Sorry, it was Bostic who couldn't hold on. Took a big hit. Now we got 3rd and 10. Clock at 2:40.
He did. That looks like Garrison took. He separated the receiver from the ball. That was sort of textbook. You know, you'll show that on film over and over again because that was a textbook tackle. But that slant route has been the one that's been open.
It's been open. Now you wonder if you don't set up a screen pass, you know, with Clackamas pinning their ears back. They stick with the 4-man rush. That ball knocked down.
Titans pass, batted down, incomplete.
Brings up 4th down, 2:36, 4th and 10. Big play for the Rams tonight. Maybe try to draw them offside, shorten that up a little bit.
You have to. Like you said, you know they're trying to pin their ears back. You know they're excited. Let's take a gamble, see what happens if you go on 2.
Drops back, looking downfield, has a receiver open, has a 1st down. What a clutch play. That was clutch. Souders with the reception.
Those slant routes and those in routes have been the Rams' best friend. Knight throws those balls pretty well. And one thing about coaching, you have to be able to see what's been working and just go back to it. They haven't been able to beat them deep down the sideline, but those routes have been open all night.
Yeah, getting inside of that offensive line, giving Knighton some time, too, to close the deal. Knighton looking downfield, gets pressure, holds it, finds a receiver, and Starr coming back for the ball, and Starr reaches out. Looks like another 1st down.
Pass complete to Silas Starr.
Well,
no, they won't. The clock continues to run, 1:56 now.
That hurts. That was good. Way to come back to the ball right there. Starr just kept working for his receiver. When he found that open area, he sort of sat down and the ball came to him.
140. Miles Jackson off the right side. Has enough for a 1st down out to the 40-yard line.
Jackson on the carry. That's good for a Ram. 1st down.
These are fresh legs. Miles Jackson has fresh legs. And when that ball stops, when the clock stops next time, I'm sure you'll see Elliott. He'll come in with fresh legs. That's a big advantage.
1st and 10, 1:23 left. Knighton gets a rush from behind, spins out of it, flag comes out. They stop the clock.
Knighton on the keeper, penalty marker on the play.
We have a hold. Here. 10-yard penalty.
You have holding, you know, that there's a lot of pressure, a lot of a lot of fast pressure right back to the quarterback, and sometimes the offensive line is like, I don't know, there's nothing else I can do.
I got to try to save this guy.
Yeah, I got to try to save his life.
It's like timeout on the field for the Rams.
Who called the timeout?
Timeout, Central Catholic.
Well, it's a 1st and long here. You never want to have a holding penalty because it does back you up, but at the same time, you would like to do it if you get 1st down. So it's a 1st down now, but the Rams, they have a lot of territory to cover and not a lot of time to do it. You know, they're going to have to continue to try to make big plays, but you don't have to get it all back at once. And that's one of the things that I'm sure Coach told them in the huddle. You don't have to get it all back at once. You still got enough time to move the ball. You just have to make sure that you're getting positive yards. You can't start going backwards. You can't take sacks. You can't take penalties. You just have to continue to get positive yards. You have the opportunity to get out of bounds.
Play within yourself, right?
Play within yourself.
1st and a long way to go. 1:16 left. Ball spotted at the Rams' 44-yard line. Knighton finds Starr with a little bit of running room. He'll get down to about the 43-yard line.
Go down.
Pass complete to Silas.
They got to be quick here.
Yeah, and I know it's hard. It's tempting that you always want to try to fight for more yards, but at some point you just need to go down. And
inside a minute, 2nd down and 12.
Come on. You got to keep moving.
Knighton almost 200 yards on the night. 18 to 37, drops back to pass. Looks for Elijah Elliott, and Elijah Elliott is laid out after the ball sails over his head.
Pass intended for Elliott.
Clock stops, 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, that was, you know, you can hear the crowd. A lot of crowd, people not appreciative of that hit. That is, in my opinion, the definition of a defenseless receiver. You didn't have to hit. He didn't have to hit him like that. I think it probably caught the referee or the officials off guard.
Off guard, yeah. 41 seconds, 3rd and 12. Knighton right up the middle, finds a receiver and nails him. That's Fulcher for a 1st down. Clock stops. They'll put the ball at the 27-yard line. 35 seconds. Rams quickly back on the ball.
There's that route, and then that's been open, and Clackamas hasn't stopped it yet.
Quick snap. Knighton with a kind of a double clutch. Coming back for the ball is Fulcher. Souders with the reception, stops the clock. Ball will be at the 1-yard line. Climbing the ladder is Souders. 1st and goal for the Rams.
Souders, that's when you look back, we call that he got mossed. He got mossed right there. The ball was up in the air, and Souders went up like Randy's Moss and just snatched the ball up over his head.
It's like a timeout on the field. Clackamas is going to take a second to regroup before the Rams get a chance to snap it. How about this? Rams knocking on the door. We talked about playing within yourself. You don't want to jump. You don't want to hold. You want to protect that football on this play. You got to keep your head in the game.
You do. Again, punch it in. We've seen it. They've been down here before. They've been running the ball well up the middle. I think you spread out the receivers, spread out the defense, and come right back up the middle with Elliott and put the ball in the end zone. But man, that's a clutch play right there by Souders. And all the talk for a while has been on Starr, and rightfully so. He's been the man. He's really good. But this game, they've had him bottled up. And so someone needs to step up, and Souders has been that guy.
Souders has been that guy.
This is what you get when you have two weapons of sort of equal proportion. And
weapons of pass destruction.
Weapons of pass destruction. I like it. There they are. Spread them out.
Jackson gets it. Punches it in the end zone. Good from here. Good from down there. Touchdown Rams.
Touchdown Rams. Oh, here we
How about the character of this Rams offense? Gutting it out all game long.
80-yard drive, under 2.5 minutes. Man, that is a nice drive. That is championship drive right there. Now it's the all-important two-point conversion.
Two-point conversion. Now, the last two-point conversion that they ran, the receiver was open. The pass wasn't there. Receiver went in, he was open, and the pass went out. So do you go back to what worked even though it didn't work?
I don't know, because I don't really know how that works. Do you go back to what works even though it didn't work? I don't know. You've got me confused. I'm stumped right now. But I tell you what I would do. I would give that ball back to Elliott or Jackson and run that play that you just ran right there.
Just right up the middle.
Right up the middle.
See, that's Chuck's call, too. He's over here saying, we're going to run it. We got to run this thing.
You do. Just spread them out. Spread them out again. Don't come. You come with that same sort of formation. Spread them out. Run that ball. Oh, they brought it over here to this hash mark, which tells me that they're going to have a run-pass option. He's going to probably roll out to the right side. And
so it looks like Miles Jackson back there with Knighton.
They're going to run everybody to that side.
They're going to run it to this. Oh, Knighton gets pressure. Oh, and he goes down. Penetration was just too much. Knighton really didn't have the opportunity to really make a decision.
Two-point conversion attempt is not good.
Yeah, you know, when they put their receivers over there and brought the ball to the hash mark, even the Cavaliers lined up, looked like they were blitzing from that side of the field, and it was pretty obvious what you were going to do. And he ran right into a sort of a blitzing backer. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're going to have the onside kick right now.
Onside kick. That'll take about 3 seconds off the clock, and then you maybe get 2 plays after that. If you're able to get it, you won't even get that. You get 1 play, unless you get out of bounds. But stranger things have happened.
Yes. And as you can see, the crowd is starting to leave to beat the rush.
Well, they're going to miss something very exciting.
You know, that 2-point conversion right there, that was a that was a great play. Matter of fact, you just got to give some credit to the defense. He made a great play on there. He committed to coming after that quarterback and made a good play. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, out of bounds. Looks like it's a little bit short.
Onside kick goes out
which
of
is
bounds.
Unfortunate. It basically puts the game in the books. But I got to tell you, James, this is really one of the best games I've seen Central play. Not only this year, but over the years I've been doing this. The character that they showed tonight, gutting it out, that front line, just in the trenches, both sides of the ball, playing this great Cavaliers team so tight. And they were in the game all the way to the end. I can't wait to see how they perform throughout the playoffs.
Right. If they can ride this momentum into the playoffs and they still have action, this is a good football team. We talked about it. The record may make it look differently, but this is a good football team, and they showed it tonight.
Testament to the Rams coaching staff. I mean, they came prepared. They knew what they needed to do. They put the team in a position to win this thing. It didn't turn out that way, but really a fantastic job by that Rams coaching staff as well.
Right, and no one had played the Cavs this close all season long, you know, except for Lake Oswego.
Clackamas 24, Central Catholic 22.
You say there's no moral victories, but there really are moral victories, and this would be a moral victory because the Rams are right there. I mean, this wasn't, you didn't get blown out. You actually had a chance to win the
You had a chance, exactly, which is probably where they wanted to be. So, nice job. Thanks again to the Ram TV sponsors, Hunt Painting and Pacific Fence. Chuck, for a great job on stats. Jim, always a great job producing. And James, such a pleasure to work with you. So from all of us at Hillsborough Stadium, we're going to sign off from Ram TV. Good night, and God bless.